right, hello guys. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. We have a special show for you guys today because we're gonna be looking at something crazy that happened today. A Deontay Wilder meltdown, which we haven't seen in a long time now. But since he's fighting Derek Chisora, I guess the meltdowns are back. But shout out first of all to everybody in the chat: Blood Sports, Rafael, who was a Jamie Raiden, FUTV, Skull Kid, Bobby Bass Knight, Langsbury as well. All right, guys, let's get this party started here. By the way, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us out. And we are close to achieving our goal of obtaining the Rodecaster Duo, which is a sound system. We are $60 away here, $60 away. So I think that we can achieve our goal by tonight. And yeah, again, the like button is really important. It really helps us out. It helps with the algorithm. All right. Let's see. Yo, guys, can you hear me? PDA, FU.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
I can hear you.
All right. Did you guys watch the interview? I haven't seen. I just saw some clips that people posted. I haven't seen the whole thing. So.
I was gonna watch it, but it's that Chisora press conference.
No, it's not a press conference. Chisora and Wilder both showed up at this British sports show called Talk Sport, and Deontay Wilder just started talking about racism, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, so I haven't seen all of it. Obviously, just some clips. Yeah, I mean he's back. I started to get some flashbacks.
He's back, baby. He's back.
Or he's ready to fight now.
He's selling this fight.
Yeah. By the way, on people on YouTube, I can't play the video not continuously because of copyright issues probably. So I'm gonna be stopping it from time to time. All right. So yeah, let's get this part. Anything you guys want to say before we begin? No, I guess not.
You never gave me a fair shake.
Who said
you
that?
Racist.
Who said that? You never gave me.
I mean, everyone,
Floyd. Fuck.
Yeah. Floyd's one of them.
But who else?
T.O.
Oh God.
Well, definitely Floyd. Floyd was the one who started it, I think. Yo, never gave me a fair shake. HBO should fire your ass.
Yeah. Classic.
Wait, what were you eating? It sounds very crunchy.
Yeah, sorry. It's popcorn. I'm fucking hungry, man. Sorry about that. All right, let's do this.
Gotta have some coffee. Have it some.
What? Wait, let me know if you guys.
Coffee.
Oh yeah, get some coffee, man. Let me know.
I put it in a bowl and I pour coffee over it.
All right, interesting. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
I don't really get into too much of the politics.
Unlike him, because you might be politically ideologically
aligned
with him because he's a big supporter of the Reform Party. So, who's a Trump alliance.
I want a body on the record.
When we asked you to come on, the first question I wanted to ask you was, why are you fighting Derek Chisora? What's the motivation for you to take on Derek Chisora?
Well, the history with me and Derek is, we're supposed to fall like maybe
Okay, I'm gonna skip this because for sure this is called bullshit. We're friends.
I feel that I am, and there's no other perfect opponent.
I don't know if we should.
Yeah.
Maybe let things populate a little bit here or whatever. But the press conference itself, if we move on to this one, press conference was boring. I mean, it was just absolutely horrible. They were trying to be too friendly with each other. No, we actually, because they asked him, which, by the way, they asked him, why aren't you up turning tables or whatever, the way you usually do? They asked it to Chisora. Chisora says, because we're older now, which I can understand. Look, if you don't feel that way, if they're not really crazy, then don't fake crazy, because that's even more cringe. But there was no back and forth no real back and forth. And I'm thinking, what's going on with these dudes? I couldn't really quite put my finger on it. They were throwing too many compliments at each other. But then at the end there, they started doing a little bit of trash talking. It's like, I'm going to knock you out, and then I'm going to pack a lunch or something. And then Deontay Wilder said, well, if you pack a lunch, you better bring some milk, some shakes, some smoothies, because you're going to be eating, you ain't going to be eating solid food or something like that. After a
I thought I had to do it as twerking. You know how he likes to twerk?
Oh, yeah.
you get a pack of shake, and then he starts twerking.
Right. But I mean, like I said, if there's no real animosity, then don't fake it, because then that's even more lame. But at the end of the day, it wasn't an eventful press conference, and you have to wonder if it's going to be a good fight, which I think it's going to be an interesting fight.
Is it for people who believe in fake fights and taking dives? Is this one of them? Could this be one of those? That's why they're all both
I was
friendly.
thinking,
They
Yeah,
want
it could.
maybe
You know what
Wilder knows he's gonna win, and
It would.
Chisora knows he's gonna
Wilder's
get a
worth
good
more money.
payday. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Wilder's worth more for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about fighting Usyk. So
the thought went through my mind when we were, because the last episode we were talking about conspiracies and all that. Do people take dives? So it was still fresh in my mind when I was watching. I said, you know what? It's weird that these guys are a little bit way too friendly. But again, I think that's how it should be. I think some of these press conferences should be more respectful, because sometimes these guys, they look for trouble where there isn't any. They try to create acrimony out of nowhere, and that's lame too. So, I mean, it was boring, but hey, I even a boring press conference, I put it above a press conference where these guys tried too hard to try to sound tough or whatever.
Yeah, maybe
did you
there's
see the Mr. Versace one where they're wearing mitts and coats and everything?
Yeah, and that one I didn't. Did you watch all of that? All of that segment?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing. But I thought
Me
it was
neither.
funny
It was
because
boring as well.
on the Mr. Versace thing, and we're talking about the movie The Exorcist, right?
Oh.
And it looks like they're filming those. We were talking about, like, it was filmed in a refrigerator. Parts of that film, how they blew out that cold air. The room was cold. It looked like they're in a refrigerator, because look, this guy's bundled all up. He's wearing a winter hat, big winter jacket, mitts. Like, obviously, it's freezing in there. Like, what the hell are they doing this?
Well, I
this,
saw
little
them
interview?
taking pictures in Times Square, and I don't know how cold it is in New York or something, but they were wearing the same shit.
Oh, it's freezing. It's freezing, but is that thing outside the Versace
No, that's the
temple?
thing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, once you're inside, take the gloves off or something. You look ridiculous.
You're stuck in there.
All right. Let's wait for some people to jump in. Yeah, you're right. Before we continue
But
watching.
yeah, by the way,
Yep.
yeah. So if I may just add a couple more things about that press conference, it was very weird, because then Derek Chisora, first of all, the way Derek Chisora is talking is very, they ask him, Derek, is this a tough fight for you near the end of your career? And he goes, yeah, because actually I think it is. Yeah. And it's like, why is he whispering, and why is he acting way too subdued? There was something weird going on there. Couldn't quite put my finger on it. Again, I'm not saying, going back to the conspiratorial angle, not saying there's any conspiracy afoot here, but it was just very, well, because I don't have enough evidence to assert that. But
we know.
Yeah, and then the press conference then itself, then I don't know, it's gonna sell well in England either, with or without hijinks in the press conference. But it was just like I said, a bit of shocking denouement, as it were. Also, I don't know if you saw the news, but they said Shakur Stevenson was stripped of the WBC belt, and I was thinking, well, wait a minute, WBC? I don't follow the belts, but I knew for a fact that WBC wasn't on the line for the junior welterweight. And then I said, oh, they stripped him. I read the article. They stripped him of the lightweight title. And I don't know why the WBC would do that. Is it because he was supposed to face a mandatory, and he decided to jump up and fight for another title? Or what's the rationale?
That would be the reason, I guess. Do you know
but
the
was
rankings?
there a mandatory that he...
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Maybe if somebody in the comment section can let us know, because I don't see that's the, I don't even follow the belt, so I was actually confused. Like, well, which belt? Why was he stripped of a belt? And I go, oh, okay, they are the WBC lightweight. And then I read about it, but they don't. The statement that they released, maybe I misread it, but I didn't really see. They just said according to the guidelines of the WBC and blah 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 blue and.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the WBC rankings over here. WBC number 1 Cepeda. Still, what the fuck is this? It says the WBC now is vacant at 135, obviously, and then Jadier Herrera from Cuba is an intern WBC world champion. Then number 1 is Cepeda. Number 2 Roach. Number 3 Cruz. That's, I don't know.
All right, so I really don't understand. Jaime Leiden in the chat says, I heard he didn't want. Yeah, I know, but it was weird. Jaime Leiden in the chat says, I heard he didn't want to pay $100,000 to the WBC. I don't know if that's a joke or if I think the joke is that like his big bro, right? Big bro Crawford didn't want to pay the $100,000 or whatever. But apparently the article was reading says that Shakur Stevenson was pissed that they took away the title, because after the fight he said he wanted to go down in weight. So maybe that was his plan. But I think it's better for him to stay at 140. There's more competitive fights there. First of all, he's a big dude, so people would be calling him a weight bully if he did that. And like I said, there's just more competition at 140. But then again, he's talking about fighting Conor Benn. I'm thinking, why would you want to fight? Why don't you want to fight Devin Haney? who's a more accomplished guy than Conor Benn. And you know what I think about Devin Haney. I think he's got too many dirty tricks in his book to be actually to actually call him a legitimate pure boxer, but it would still be a trickier fight than Conor Benn. So I don't know why they're so incensed or so intent on fighting Conor Benn. What do you guys think?
Well, the money, obviously. I'm talking while I'm cleaning my popcorn over here. Yeah. Conor Benn is the big money fight. But it's, again, this is what FUTV was saying on his live stream about why do you want to fight a guy that just fought at super middleweight and then not only fight him at a decent weight, you want to drain the guy. You want to force him to fight at 140. I don't even know when the last time that Ben fought at 140. I don't think he ever had fought at 140, man. So, yeah, it's embarrassing.
He says he hasn't fought there in 3 years, which to me was just him giving into the fact that there's no way in hell he's going to win that fight. He knows it. That's why he said that. He's like, Shakur, be ready. Like he was like that, and he's on the treadmill. I'm like, yeah, be ready with the bag, right? I'm going to bend over for you. That's the way I see it. I think it's a bullshit fight. And for them to say this guy's possibly the best of this era is pathetic because he's done nothing at 135, 140. And now he's trying to leapfrog to 147 to fight a guy who's drained out. It's pathetic. That's what it is.
It's about the money, yeah. But okay, but when
I don't know who would pay for that.
Exactly.
Why would anybody pay for that?
I mean, maybe in the UK they can make that in the UK. But I don't even.
Just remember.
Could you imagine Shakur fighting in the UK? I don't think he would.
Oh yeah, there'll be riots. He'd be like, but
yeah,
just hit the guy little taps and run away, and then people are like, boo!
There should be a riot at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, that's yeah. And then there was the news that Mayweather is suing Showtime Boxing. And
oh wait, he robbed their ass, right? He robbed him. So
yeah, so they should kind of sue him.
Sue him. Yeah, exactly. Good point. Yeah.
For his cherry picking. Maybe they might kind of sue him. Who knows? He robbed their ass. They get that giant contract. He goes in there and cherry picks a bunch of like duds just to protect himself, right? His O. You think Birdo? They must have made a lot with that one.
Do not talk shit about the great Kerr. The great Kerr. Do not talk shit about the great Kerr.
All right.
Kerr.
I had enough of Kerr.
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, if you could pay with the super chat, and then I want to address a little bit of the Mayweather. We're just buying time here because we're gonna watch the Deontay Wilder video there. But
yeah, for people who are just
you remember what Chris Eubanks said? He said, he says, if you want me to cut, if you want me to, what was it? The weight clause. If you want me to do the weight clause, you gotta pay up. And that's what he said. That's amazing.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's true.
The dude has no self-respect.
Gail Search, thank you for your super chat. He says Shakur deserved stripped. Let them run to Sufa.
I meant Conor Benn. Did I say Chris Eubanks? I meant Conor Benn.
Yeah, I know. But
yeah, he took
Shakur.
But shout out to KO Search.
Yeah, let's read his comment. He's saying that Shakur deserved. No, Shakur says that he deserves to be stripped. Well, I don't even know why he was stripped, but I agree.
Yeah, I don't. It's difficult to follow the rationale of these sanctioning bodies. That's why I keep telling people stop paying attention to them. Look, we're at the stage in boxing now where it's either or. Either you keep legitimizing them, and thus we have to deal with their BS, or you just get rid of them. And I know people are a little afraid, or they're a little hesitant to go with another system because then they're gonna go, well, is it gonna be worse or is it gonna be bad? Listen, there used to be two. Even back in the 30s and all that, you had the New York State Athletic Commission, you had the California State Commission, I think the NBA, I forget which one that was. So there were always these national territories, whatever, were striving to, no, this is the one that matters. No, this is the real championship. Then by the time you got to WBC, WBA, okay, there were two. But then the IBF got in the fray in the 1980s. Then the WBO became legitimized in the 2010s. So we're up to 4 now, without including the subdivisions, which makes it up to 6 with the super and the interim designation. So I think at this point, it's better to just go by the Ring TV rankings, the ESPN rankings, and like somebody once told me on the show, the transnational rankings, which are on the internet. And you look at all those 3 and you find the common ground in between, and that's what you go with.
That's who Khalif fights for, right?
Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what's interesting? Well, I don't know. Actually, who's Khalif?
He said the transnational.
Oh, that. Okay, I get. Fucking fool, man. See, food's on that coffee, so he's quick. I have to catch up to him. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was actually, they, like I said, they made the Ring Magazine archives available to everybody. You just got to sign up for free on you give them your email, and I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they have access to your data or whatever. But I mean, just use a browser and an email that you normally use, and you should be fine. But or a burner one. So I went back to the beginning of when they just to refresh my memory about when they started the Ring Magazine title, when they resurrected it. Excuse me, when they resurrected it in 2002, and yeah, I mean, these titles, man, they just get away with a whole bunch of shit. And now that's the interesting thing about Zuffa TKO, which is that they're saying that they want to go with the Ring Magazine and the Ring Magazine only. Oh, and then they're gonna create some sort of symbolic inter-company belt, if that's the correct term. Which makes sense because with the Ring Magazine, you don't gotta pay sanctioning fees unless they somehow change that or whatever, right? But I mean, since 2002, you don't pay sanctioning fees, and you get recognized by boxing experts as the champion. No dispute, undisputed. You don't need to be collecting belts here and there. So that's the way it should be, and maybe it's going to be interesting to see if Zuffa can actually hold on to that, because you never know. Like Zuffa in the beginning said, yeah, we're going to just make small fights to compete with Pro Box. Now they're fucking signing Opetaya. They were talking about signing Bam, although that fell through. They were going after big names, and I think, is it possible they were playing possum?
This is a first step.
What are they going to call it? Undisputed?
Oh shit! Sorry, I'm back.
In recording, and then as you can see, my microphone.
Why are you watching the Epstein? Who's playing Epstein videos?
What the hell are you doing?
Butchers, everything are we on the air or what happened? Why'd you?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just hearing sounds. I'm hearing some.
But you disappeared. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, because by mistake.
Someone's checking on their ancestry right there. Anyways, the Epstein files. What's it going to be called? The Ring. What's it called? The Ring Magazine Champion, Undisputed Champion. Is that how they're going to call it? Undisputed Ring Magazine Champion. That's like the best way to term it for the champion of division.
Well, I suspect that I mean that's the way it used to be. You were the undisputed champion if you beat everybody. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go with that because again, there's too much confusion. Today when people hear undisputed, they mean you have to collect all 4 belts. But to me, that makes no sense because another super chat.
Yeah, there's a super chat here. KO Search with another super chat. Really appreciate it. He says UFC fighters end up broke. Zuffa will be the same. All right.
Well, shout out to KO Search for that super chat. But I mean, couldn't you say the same thing about boxers? A lot of them end up broke too. I don't know about all UFC fighters ending up broke, by the way, but
I think he's saying
boxers
he
end up
means
broke
that
too all the time.
he probably means that boxers get paid more. Now, if they fucking squander their money, don't invest properly, then yeah, they're gonna end up broke as well. But they get paid better. But somebody said that it's only a very small amount of boxers that actually get paid decently. While in the UFC, it's everybody gets paid around the same. I don't know.
I was on the.
Come on.
Said the what?
Yeah. Tio said he was broke. He said he was broke after this fight. He's gonna pay off his dues. That's what Tio's. That was his claim. And Tio's a well-known figure in boxing. He's not the biggest name, but he's up there. He's one of the biggest names. Maybe top 5, top 6.
Well, from what I understand, he went through a bit of a rough divorce. Yeah, from what I understand, he went through a bit of a rough divorce, so maybe that's why and maybe some mismanagement too of funds. But I don't know, man. It is weird though. That's the UFC guys. Okay, let's say they end up broke because they didn't make much, right? But isn't it worse with boxers that they make more than that and they end up squandering either way?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty sad. Well, anyways, I don't
yeah, I mean his excuse was he's a Latino, and the first he's he's coming from I'll say lower class Latino livelihood or whatever, and because of the first time he saw large sums of money, he just started spending it everywhere. That was Tio's excuse.
All right,
But I don't know.
let me read a
That's-
super chat here. Recognize the Matrix. Thank you for your super chat. He says Shakur is the next manuscript GOAT, and Keyshawn is his bodyguard. This is why Keyshawn called out Devin Saturday night BDA panel salute. What's the next Manu?
To recognize
Is it the next Manny?
manuscript. Like he's like he thinks he's saying that's he's saying that the things are scripted.
Oh,
certain
yeah, I
degree.
remember what, yeah, he's
But that's the thing, though. Yeah, I mean, look, I hope that Shakur Stevenson and what's his name, Keyshawn Davis end up fighting, because like I keep saying, I think these guys have fragile egos and just a little misunderstanding between them. They will fight each other. But maybe the plan, like Teofimo Lopez said before the fight, that maybe Recognize is right. Maybe the plan is for them to just never fight. Maybe they're too paranoid that they know each other's secrets or whatever, and they don't want to buy. Because I don't really buy this whole thing of we're brothers, man. I mean, that's my brother. No, but that's my brother.
We need to fight.
I mean, what I saw from Keyshawn was impeccable, great feat. I mean, better than I ever seen before. I forgot that Ortiz jab sucks ass, and that's a key factor. And Keyshawn's feet are so much quicker, faster than anything Ortiz had to bring on the table. And for that reasons alone, I mean, he might stop Haney as well.
Maybe.
Faster.
And from what I see, Keyshawn Davis doesn't. And from what I see, Keyshawn Davis doesn't overshoot the distance like Brian Norman, because Brian Norman just wades in and he falls into clinches. I think Keyshawn Davis is a little bit smarter than that with his Olympic pedigree. So, and he showed some of that against Ortiz. So, and Ortiz is a very quick guy that makes some people a little hesitant to come in because he's so fast with his feet. But like you say, he has no jab. So I still think Keyshawn Davis would probably have the best of Haney. Bucho?
Yes. Shall we?
Maybe we should.
Should we begin?
Yeah, I think it's time. Yeah, I think we talked about it.
It's time. You know, like the UFC fucking announcer. He's fucking disgusting. Oh, we got another super chat here from KO Search. Thank you for your super chat. He says. He says boxers earn 60 to 80% of the purse of UFC fighters. UFC 10 to 20%. Boxers earn 60 to 80% of the purse.
I gotta take his word for it.
Yeah,
I gotta take his word for it. But from what I understand is, there's boxers. There's a certain percentage of boxers that make more, because they make up above $3 million per fight. But apparently, the rest of the boxers, their pay sucks too compared to the pay of the average UFC guy. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. So we'd have to check out those numbers.
UFC fighters end up fighting in boxing, so.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
But anyways, all right, we have Sobers here. We have FU, BDA, Gypsy. Let's start watching this Deontay Wilder meltdown. Now, I haven't watched the whole interview, so I might have to skip some parts because there might be something boring here.
Yeah. Well, anyway people say like couch.
But the whole thing, Bucho.
Boxing
Really?
before boxing retires you, right? And there's a very fine balance to that.
No.
Guys at that sort of level.
100% is this. Listen, the moment you walk in the boxing gym as an amateur, you're done.
Yeah.
You're
hooked.
Can I skip this?
hooked. You got a disease. You're
Chris is worse than Derek. But as far as your sort of retirement is concerned, people saw
We need
this
to hear all of it,
bronze bomber
or else we don't
that
know
went
What's that?
I want a body on my record.
Remember that?
But Sobers is saying we have to watch more because.
Yeah, but there are a lot of this is bullshit. It's like, you guys, did you have a
do.
good training camp?
into fights, whatever they thought about your technical ability, but it was undeniable what you did to people. And then they saw this very different animal in the two fights against Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang. And that's really the only reason people were saying, or are saying, you retire potentially because you've been on a
animal. What do you mean? You want to be a body on the record?
battlefield of 50 fights, all of them being wars, and you, because it looked like you were done. And I know you get quite cross, both of you, about the armchair pundits and people that have never laced up gloves and people,
what the fuck is he saying?
People that have never put their arse in a ring, to paraphrase you. But that's the why people. So can you see why people might have said that?
I mean, I understand why people say certain things, but as a fighter, we can only take certain things that people say like a grain of salt, because like you said, you guys haven't scrapped up a glove, you haven't been in the ring, you don't know what it
Here we go.
takes to get yourself together 6 to 8 months. Some go longer, and to prepare yourself mentally, physically, emotionally for a fight that could last 1 second or 12 or go the whole 12 rounds.
Minutes, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Spit out, Junior.
What the fuck?
that being said, I walk by faith and not by sight. I understand that God don't put no more on me than I can bear, and by me still having the mindset and the willingness and the heart
I want to skip this.
to still choose. I
still want to kill somebody in the ring. I still want to do that.
I want a body on my record.
I want one. I
want your body. I want one. I still
the
do.
tournament of
To this
people.
day.
Something similar.
I think the difficult thing to give up, though, isn't it? Is that training, that in the gym, that smell, the smelling the arena, all of that, the buzz, the adrenaline.
Smell.
I taste sexy. I smell sexy.
So, Derek, that you've talked about how.
Oh, God, shut up.
I put it like this: I never looked for trouble, but trouble always found me.
Oh, isn't that what Keyshawn also said? Or don't they all say that? Don't they all say that? Trouble just finds me.
It just finds me.
It's not my fault.
That's absolving of responsibility.
Yeah, of course. Everything
And I'll
bad
bring
that
my baby
happens.
with
I just have the worst luck, BDA. Keep going to jail.
It's not me. It's not me, man. It's other people. Yeah.
The
The type of
devil.
God that knew what I wanted.
After me, man.
It's out. It's
Esau, man.
It's not me.
Oh my God.
Your tribe is evil.
To do in life, in and out of life. Coming from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, we knew very little about
Starts putting an accent.
boxing. I knew nothing about it, but we did have a GM there, come to find out after I joined years later.
Like that? What did Tyson Fury do to him?
Yeah. Yo,
The GM there.
I'm gonna skip
Love
this.
and hate relationship, for me, and another not only just because I love it, but for me, ever since
The Sopranos, when James Gandolfini goes into the desert and takes some peyote and comes back with a whole new world view. DMT, which is a component part.
Yeah.
What's his Bentley in the Discord said that he thinks Wilder's schizophrenic or something. He sounded schizophrenic, and he took ayahuasca. Remember that?
You're talking about it
and
now.
they say that people with yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they say that people who have schizophrenia shouldn't be taking ayahuasca because it could actually exacerbate it. So maybe that's what you're seeing him acting. Yeah, so maybe that's why he's acting more and more crazy, or maybe he triggered it. I don't know.
Yeah, because maybe he didn't have it before, and just the brain chemistry setting off. Everyone has a different reaction to everything, so you never know, bro.
It's over. It's over.
Possible.
He's done.
He already had this. He already had this alter ego he claimed to have in the ring, right?
Yeah.
He would turn.
Yeah, that's
the spirits of the
that's the
ancestors.
weird thing, man.
And then with the
It's like
symbolism,
the spirits.
The Schofields too. Remember they talk about the spirit that it's a spirit that enters my son, and who else was there? Was another recent fighter who also
from behind.
Oh, God. But there was another fighter recently who said the same thing about the spirit. Who was it? I have it in my notes somewhere, but it's kind of creepy because it was the same thing with the one of the Williams sisters, Serena or the other one.
Oh, Gary Antoine Russell. You didn't see when he was playing Royal? His brother had the little mask. He was putting a mask on his face in between rounds, and he was like, "Our genetics can't be denied." He's like, "You're different." You know what I mean? They were praying.
Right, it's like the Orphic Oracle or something. Yeah.
Weird.
All right, let's continue.
Of ayahuasca. It's one of those things that takes a personality, strips it back, removes its ego, and turns it into a completely different person. You said on the discussion with Rick Reno, going into the fights that you had with Joseph Parker, and it was after the Zhili Zhang, you realized that you weren't together. Your mind wasn't right. Your mind was gone.
What? Did he say that? That was his excuse? He lost his mind?
I would have thought, with all due respect, you might have realized that in the Joseph Parker fight. But notwithstanding it,
my mind was
you
gone.
got to that epiphany after the Zhili Zhang fight. How can you, after taking that experience, and I know people that have done this, and I know what it's done for them, and to some extent to them.
Yes.
If you pare back the ego of a fighter, it's a component part of you guys. It's what makes you so unique.
Jesus, this guy talks a lot.
Can you
This guy
get
sounds
back
like me, man.
Yeah.
to what was this wrecking machine.
He's gonna pull out a
You know,
thesaurus.
I don't like to use the word kill.
No, but I'm saying he sounds like me because he could these fucking long ass drawn out questions. So get to the point,
come
man.
on, like, just ask a fucking question, man.
Killing machine.
Oh, damn,
Because I think
come on,
it's thrown
Ray,
around
come
too
on.
easily.
Spit it out.
Is that gone now, or are you going to get it? Can it come back?
I mean, it's in me. It's in me. And
So what
on
I'm trying
me,
to say
you
is,
know?
how are you doing? How are you doing, Tim?
me.
It's in me. It's in me.
It's in me.
How are you feeling? You okay? Okay.
It's inside of him.
During the time, you know, even with the Joseph Parker thing, you know, me and Joseph were good friends as well. We've talked many times, and I don't have to tell him nothing. He'll tell you yourself that wasn't you. We've talked in New York about it.
But that's
you
the
know?
point, isn't it?
Yeah, for
But that's
sure.
directly
That
must be
night,
correlated.
when we were together,
That's the point,
that
though.
wasn't me back then.
That's the point.
That night with Joseph.
To this
That
Zen-like
wasn't us.
navel-gazing experience you went on to for whatever reason you did it, and
Yeah.
probably to do with your personal life.
But it has
Has it
nothing to
taken
do with
away from you?
That's the thing about it. It has nothing to do.
Ayahuasca does weaken your ass up. I mean, ayahuasca does not make you a stronger or anything like that. That shit
How
fucking
would you
weakens
know?
you.
How would you know?
He knows.
Because I met a guy that had done it 25 times. He was weak as shit.
He knows the guy.
No, he's a
as
weak.
shit. He was
So you're
I'm
buying
telling
into
you,
this
I
whole
mean, I
thing.
literally grabbed this.
Is this fool asleep? What
No,
are you doing? Are you on
ayahuasca
ayahuasca right now?
Yeah, exactly. man.
I am talking to your ancestors, Aztec ancestors right now. Anyways, so yeah, that it is for sure. It will make you weak. That's just why he says ego shit, bro. Ego. He's Simon Jordan is right, man. That's like your ego is required in a fight, and you just telling me your ego is out of the picture. You know what I mean? So like
All right.
that's definitely
All right.
yeah.
Ayahuasca didn't
He's a dumbass. Again.
All right. Let's see.
Take me out of my zone of thing. You know, ayahuasca actually made me feel better. You know what I mean? It actually made me happier. I've said that
But that's
before.
his job, because it strips you back.
Yeah, it
But
made
it
me,
also
and I
takes away
needed
things.
that happiness in my life at that moment in time. You know?
A drug or something? Is it an infomercial?
I know they're selling ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca infomercial? It seems like it. It made me
No,
feel
ayahuasca.
better. You can buy it.
You don't know what you're gonna.
You can buy it from
And you can
ayahuasca.
get
You don't know what
now
you're
for
gonna
easy
get when
payments
you
of
do it, but
$69.99.
you will leave
$69.
with everything you need. That's for sure. And I'm looking to do it again as well at some point in time. You know,
Wow.
it's a beautiful experience. You know,
Coming with you.
come on with it, bro. It'll be beautiful. You know.
You two that would be absolutely nuts.
Take him
But
and leave
listen,
him there.
we talked out in Dubai, and and you talked about that not being the reason for you losing that killer
Not
instinct.
at all.
But
Okay,
you said
he didn't make an excuse though.
that it was more about your personal life and the betrayal that was going in and around you, not just in the
The betrayal.
boxing world,
Yeah.
but with
Life.
family members,
I think it's
etc.,
with the wife, right? The ex-wife.
etc. And that's all behind you now. So we'll see the old Deontay Wilder. Is that the case?
That's what we're looking for. You know, I don't want the old Deontay Wilder. I want the new one.
All right.
The new Deontay
shit.
Wilder.
The new and improved version, yeah.
Which one
The
is
new
it?
Deontay.
Is it the one we saw last time?
All parts
What is the new one?
separately.
Deontay.
Well, we have to find out and
Oh,
see.
Deontay.
That's the whole thing. You know, that's why I think this is the
Deontay's
perfect
back in a
opponent
big
for me
way.
to reveal that. You know, I feel different. You know, I even sound different. My mindset is different. People really don't know what I've been through because
All this talk,
different.
and this guy's gonna get knocked out probably. Like,
It's not as sexy.
He's getting tatted, as I tell you, tatted.
super chat,
He's just as sexy.
super chat from Ricardo. Thank you for your super
Deontay.
chat. He says, "Did you know lemons float but limes sink?"
Is that right?
Ah, shit.
Interesting.
Shit, that's
Oh,
crazy.
that's deep. Are you on ayahuasca
That's
too?
some crazy
Is this guy
shit.
in ayahuasca as well?
Ain't that some crazy shit?
Now you know. I love this guy.
Sounding like Deontay Wilder there. All right, let's continue.
I don't express myself in my personal life to people. Even when people, like I've said, 99% of things that have been said negative about me is not true. Because people don't know me in that sense. When I box and after a fight, I'm MIA, nobody hear of me. I'm barely on social media. I don't really do that. When people say things about me, I don't
He was on social media right after he lost to Fury, though. Making all his family was there. You know, I have proof. I have physical. What was it? I have physical evidence. His brother.
Oh, that was his. No, that was.
I think
No, that was his brother. Yeah, I know, but he had his own.
I think we
family.
need to give Keyshawn Davis some ayahuasca. We need it. Keyshawn
Oh, there
Davis
were
needs
two
some
people,
ayahuasca.
right? There were two people. There was a brother and there was another dude. Who was it, man? He was the one with the we got the evidence,
who
and
was-
then the guy interviewing goes, "Ooh, yeah."
It was. I forgot this LDBC guys because
He was a guy that worked. Yeah, he was a former professional boxer that worked. He was part of the entourage. But you're right, though. He did go online. Then he went to other shows, and yeah, man, he wouldn't stop talking about that.
Take initiative and use my
I'll give
platform
you
to
guys
come out
another
and defend
example of
myself.
a guy that does ayahuasca.
It's fine.
I'll give you
I
guys
believe
another example of a guy that ayahuasca and he was weak as shit. He got knocked out almost every fucking time he fought. That's an MMA fighter that was during forgot his fucking name. He's a black dude. That's all I can tell you. It was during the when Matt Hughes was coaching him and shit. It's back in the day when they had that little UFC team against team fighting, and he took ayahuasca. He was a well-known guy, and I forgot his name. That's the thing.
Volovich?
I think he fought Rampage. He fought.
Oh no, it's
Rivas, something with R. I forgot his name, man. Dude was pretty good until I think the only loss he had was against John Jones, and he went 5 rounds with him. After he took that shit, he was knockout prone, bro. Every time he stepped in the octagon, he was there to get knocked the fuck out.
What did Walter take ayahuasca when he fought Fury? No, he got stopped. I mean,
no, that's an excuse. No, that's not it. I'm saying right now.
When he was getting outboxed by Gerald Washington, when he was no, this is just the level of Deontay Wilder, and now he's older, so he looks even worse. That's why he's losing to Zhilei Zhang and Joseph Parker. He would have lost to those. He would have lost to those guys 10 years ago as well. So it's nothing. It's not it's nothing. No excuses.
It's not to defend him. It's just to say that ayahuasca is no good for fighters.
No, it could be. Yeah, you're right. You might be right.
About things, so nobody really knows, so they only taking what is being heard or told and not doing homework.
They're also taking what they see, mate. So if they see you go into a fight and they expect what they've seen previously,
correct,
and they see you walk into Joseph Parker, and I made this comment, and you're not going to like me for it. I made a comment about Prince, the artist, who was normally the artist formerly known as Prince, and I described you as the fighter formerly known as Deontay Wilder, because what I saw in the fight against Joseph Parker.
Right.
Oh shit.
Is this it? Is this when he starts going crazy? We'll find out soon.
I think it's when they bring up Fury. I think it's when they bring up Fury.
Oh, okay. Well, before we continue, let me read this super chat real quick here. We have Josh Bryan. Thank you for your super chat. He says, what has happened to the LDBC recently? I don't know. Just check it out. Do scouting report. All right. Thank you for your super chat, man. Let's continue.
And Zhilei Zhang was a fighter that was gone.
It was. He was.
Nothing left.
He was not there. When the bell rung, it was like a hypnosis state. I would go back into something like, I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, what confuses me with people, especially in boxing, all my career, they say, oh, he can't fight, he can't do this, he's not good or whatever. And then fast forward to this, it's like we want him to go back how he used to be. He ain't as good as he used to be. What is it?
What can't he understand? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you weren't that good as he said you were, and now you're not as good as you ever were. So
yeah,
he's declined.
I'm trying to understand.
So are you in a position where you think now that you will be the best version of Deontay Wilder because you want the best version of Deontay Wilder? Because when you beat him, Derek, in your mind's eye, you want to beat the best version of Deontay Wilder, don't you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Listen, I want any Deontay Wilder, but I prefer the album. There's this new Deontay.
Calm, sage like navel gazing way.
Listen, it's boxing. As this guy right now, he's in the process of healing.
He's just happy he's getting a fucking paycheck.
You understand? He's been healing through this podcast, saying his problems, and that's cool. That's part of healing. You understand? So, April 4th, it's gonna be electric, and which cool. And
I learned this from my psychiatrist.
So
listen, the environment is a great environment. British boxing fans are fabulous. It's an interesting one for Deontay because I don't know if he's ever going to walk into an arena where he's going to have such a partisan crowd. And that's
like he always had a bunch of fans in the crowd, like Wilder.
Going to be an interesting experience for you because, as I said, he's a national treasure. I think he should be buried. Well, but as a national treasure, in some people's minds, he's a valuable asset, and the fans love him. I wanted to move you on to...
Oh, wait, he buried? Who should be buried?
He should be buried as a national treasure? What'd you just say to me?
He's saying I'm garbage?
You want me to get you buried right now?
You want to kill me?
Tyson Fury.
You want me
I don't want to
dead?
talk
Huh?
about him.
No, you,
No.
We're
right
here
hand
about
but you're going to.
we're not going to talk about him
But
at all.
But as part
We're
of
not going
Oh, was it?
talk
hold
about-
on.
are you going to?
We're-
This is
you
what you
want
said.
to Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
We don't want to talk about him.
No, you're going to.
We're here about.
No, but you
I
can.
don't want to talk about him. Damn, he got
I'm
triggered.
over him.
Whoa.
We're not going to talk about him
But
at
you.
all.
But as part
We're
of that.
not going to talk about him at all. Understand that?
No, fair enough.
All right, then. So let's move on. It's all about
okay.
Derek Chisora, and that's
No,
it.
I understand that. I understand that. The only
I'm back, baby.
The only
Y'all
reason-
understand that?
Shit. This
It's
guy.
happening. It's happening. Shit.
This guy.
You
better be
Look how he reacts, man. Like,
Him at all. Understand that?
No,
Say it
fair
one more
enough.
time.
All right,
Say it
then.
one
So
more
let's
time.
move on.
Understand
It's
that.
all about
Okay.
Derek Chisora, and that's it.
I understand that. I understand that. The only
I'm back, baby.
The only
Y'all
reason-
understand
the
that?
only
You better
reason-
be.
fucking gets angry, and then half a second later,
Shit
he's
his
smiling
pants a
like
little
a
bit.
psycho, man.
Oh yeah, that's what you want to do to that guy. That guy likes Shakur. He deserves it.
Oh, great.
Hey, but
He
the
says, I
fourth
don't
is
like the way
going
he
down.
fights, but he's amazing. He says he's amazing, but I hate the way he fights. It's like, what?
Yeah.
He sucks.
How can he be amazing and not be entertaining? I don't understand. Like,
And be trash at the same time. It's like, okay.
The only reason
At the
I mentioned
0-2, you better be there.
fabulous.
You'll be a square.
The only reason I mentioned it is because it's part of the shtick that goes with you. And I missed you first time round when you came in here 3 years ago, when you were in your pomp 4 years ago doing Bomb Squad and all that sort of stuff. And I've always wanted to have a conversation with you because you've made observations about Fury. I have my own views on Fury. And you've called him a cheat. And it
Bring it up again.
Oh, he's bringing it up again.
He's still talking
he
about
knows
him.
how to sell. He knows what he's doing, but you know he wants
You're
the
not
ratings.
supposed to talk about him.
But
He just told you to stop talking about him.
I mean, Wilder was accusing Fury of cheating. Why else do you
Okay,
want to
off
talk about it
topic.
anymore?
He's still talking about him.
Off topic, round one from the chat said Rashad Evans. That's the guy's name. Rashad Evans, the guy that took ayahuasca and got a knockout pro in MMA. Just letting him know. That's it.
Rashad Evans. Yep.
All right, hold on.
I remember him.
It leads
The
me to,
biggest in boxing.
yeah, but it leads me to a conclusion.
Biggest in boxing. If somebody practicing, taking their stuff out of their gloves in training, what you think they're gonna do in the fight?
Yeah, but
That's all I got to say about that.
I want to
bro.
put something to you about you.
Wow, he didn't explain anything.
Why does he
just
sound
happens to
like
be
he
the
has
hook.
Tourette's? He keeps like getting loud for no reason. You know, like those Tourette's kids.
That's all I got to say about
You
him.
talked about being cheated in that fight. You talked about Walter.
What the fuck's doing? Look at this. He's doing some shit with his nose. Look at this. Look at this.
That's all I got to say about him.
You
Yo,
talked
what the
about
fuck?
being
Did you
cheated
hear
in that
that,
fight.
man? I mean-
You talked about Walter being spiked.
His
You
nose,
talked about
isn't even
your Game
cloggy.
of Thrones
Freaking
and
out.
everything
He
too
doesn't
heavy.
even-
They mentioned Fury. This guy's freaking out.
He
He
snorted
doesn't
some
even sound
ayahuasca.
plugged up.
He's like, "Yeah, maybe you
But he
feel
doesn't
better."
even sound. He doesn't even sound
Nah.
plugged up or anything. So I don't think it's allergies or anything.
He carries around a little vial of ayahuasca with him. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting angry. The rage is coming out," and he snorted some.
Yo,
It's coming down. It's coming down. I'm a little less angry now.
I didn't say that.
Let's
This is why you don't do drugs, kids, man. He's buried his emotions instead of confronting his emotions. He's buried his emotions. Now those emotions all coming up, and he doesn't know how to react
He's
to it.
repressing. He's repressing.
This is what it is, man.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Yeah,
You make
yeah, it's
me
Look-
repressing
look at Gypsy,
emotions instead of
Doc-
fighting your emotions and dealing with it.
Dr. Gypsy over here. All right, let's continue.
You're making me want to snort.
You said it was too heavy for you. You're out
I didn't
for it.
say that.
Okay, well, I might be wrong on that one. You talked about the long.
Y'all took a journalist that said something because y'all, everybody wanted to come in. Oh, wow, boom, boom,
But you talked
boom,
about a long
and,
count, right?
The long count. Remember that? The long count?
And then you talked about
count,
yeah.
trainers, Mark Breland not being good enough.
Max,
and
nine.
Breland not being good enough.
He wasn't good enough.
So what I'm asking you in all of this is, it sounds to me, given the character that you are, that's like a little bit flaky. You lost those fights, and those fights were lost.
This is the bounce
And you
back.
saying that someone like Fury cheated you in those fights, I think is kind of disappointing to
You
me
can say
about
what you
because
want. I know the truth. I have the facts.
okay,
Oh my God! This is
kind of disappointing to
Doesn't
me
You can
sound
say what
about
crazy
you
you.
at all.
want. I know the truth. I have the facts.
Okay,
Understand that.
But
I
you-
got the facts of it.
No, fair
I
enough.
got the proof. I got the
These
people.
people, did you think they say, I have the facts, and all of a sudden they have facts magically? Like,
He has him. He has him.
People to tell it.
and we'll look
Yes,
forward to seeing
Understand
that.
that.
We'll look forward to seeing
Understand that. What I say in boxing, I mean, and it's the truth. I risk my life for you's entertainment to see.
No, absolutely.
So why I ain't never lied.
I risk my life. He's getting paid millions of dollars. He got paid millions of dollars for 9 title defenses against nobodies. I mean, he should be fucking thankful. And I want my money back. Because in a lot of the fights, it was fucking boring as fuck, but I'll never get my money back. None of you will ever get your money back. This guy got all the millions.
Runs away.
He has all your money.
He's a runner.
He took your money.
He's a runner.
He's also probably doing this for show, sell the fight. You know, like he's trying to make it look like he's butthurt about it. I mean, come on, this is years already have passed. Well, should have been all over this.
Why is it so hard to believe a black man than a white man?
Oh, here we go.
I mean, business. You can believe why is it so hard to believe a black man than a white man? Understand me? Why is it so hard to believe a black man than a white man?
Why you don't believe in him?
Why is it?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go on.
Why don't you believe in him?
He just pulled a race card.
Well,
I like how Chisora's pushing it. He's like, yeah. Like just fucking with him.
he's instigating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's instigating. He's trolling.
Why you don't believe him?
Chisora always dick rides. He always dick rides.
He's pushing this to make it worse.
Fury too, by the way. Fury actually likes Chisora, but it's the opposite feeling towards Chisora against Fury. Fury treats him like a friend, or he doesn't treat him the same. He always goes back to the other guy.
Chicken grease in his beard. You notice that his beard looks real greasy and disgusting.
Why are you looking
all the time? We can't not look at it. Come on, it's right there all the time.
Because you mentioned it. Fuck, Jesus.
It's one of the worst beards.
He's eating oily popcorn. He's eating oily.
Yeah.
Butcher's eating oily popcorn.
I'm eating oily popcorn.
Butcher's eating oily popcorn.
He
learned it from me, man. He caught it from me.
That's why he's offended.
I gave him the
monkey. Wait. Look at that beard. It's disgusting. Look at that thing. My God.
Yes. This whole country got some. This whole world got some loaded race. You think you pan out? You think you have a? You think you had a? You think you pan out? You think you have a? Got some loaded race. You think you pan out? You think you have a? You think you had a?
The other guy's like he's about to fucking laugh.
Wait, is that somebody got is there a turntable in there somewhere?
Jordan is about
that's not him, right?
burst out laughing. Look at
you think you pan out? You think you have a? You had a?
He's gonna laugh, man. He's about to fucking laugh. Oh God.
You think your life has been like mine?
Don't.
You got white privilege, brother.
Oh, don't start.
I ain't never had that.
Don't start my.
Oh God.
Here we go.
You got black privilege. That's something else right now.
Come on, you got white privilege, brother.
Oh, don't start.
I ain't never had that.
Don't start my.
I'm a black man with dark skin. Ain't nothing ever been given to me. I done had to kick in every.
9 title defenses against who? 9 WBC title defenses against who? This guy got gifts, man. He was lucky.
Let me ask you. Look, Derek likes this. It is. Y'all don't understand. Maybe y'all don't talk about this shit in this country.
Yes, we do, mate.
But when you get me in here, I speak the peace. I speak the truth.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you.
Oh God.
Go on.
If this is about colour.
Y'all got the wrong person.
Go on.
If he's about colour.
Y'all understand.
He's the one who loaded the gloves. Ricky Hatton was the one who loaded Tyson Fury's gloves. I blame it on Ricky Hatton.
No, check it out. When he was coming up and they're advertising him, he would talk about how he went back to the barbecue spot that sponsored him when he was broke as fuck. It was this old white guy. You know what I mean? So he was taking their money since the beginning of his career. You know what I mean? He was looking for sponsors, and this guy sponsored him.
You'll never mention that again.
Chisora, then, out of curiosity, given he's a black man, national treasure in this country, then. It's not about colour. You called somebody a chick. I asked you a question.
Oh, come on. You have a whole lot of black people around
the question. Didn't like the question. All right, I moved on. I moved on.
I want to pull it back in. Derek, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question about fight week. Deontay, let me just get into Derek about fight.
I'm all riled up now.
Fight week. Now, both of you are known to be dynamic in fight week. We just see the little taster of that right now.
Come on, man. Y'all can't tell, man.
So the bronze bomber, there he is.
Yeah, so
come on, man.
We can have a disagreement, can't
we? As a little boy and I bet your view as a little boy is totally different than my view as a little boy. Most black people, why we so into it with each other because we have PTSD. We done been through so much.
Holy shit. This guy's a multimillionaire, right?
It doesn't sound
I wanted
easy
to
at
move
all,
on, right?
Come
Yeah,
on,
come
man.
on.
He's
It's
been
hard
through
to
a
move
lot.
He's been through a lot, man.
He's been through a lot. Yeah, been a lot.
on when you don't know the truth, and that's when I come in and try to give you a vision, a little insight of what we go through as black
Chisora's just laughing. Okay, now he's standing up. Look.
people, man.
I got it.
You don't get it.
Well, okay.
None of y'all get it.
Where do you want me to go?
Y'all don't get it. And that's the problem. You think you get what you don't.
What's happening here? Like, what?
But hold on. What does it have to do? What does it have to do with the proof about Fury cheating?
Exactly. Like, listen.
It has nothing to do. He went from one side. He went from one issue to a completely different one within the span of a minute.
This is a trick. The trick. Just confuse the other person, start talking about something else, and move away from the topic that he doesn't want to discuss, which is like Wilder was being accused of making up excuses for those Deontay, for those Tyson Fury losses, and then he didn't know what to say, so he starts talking about I'm the victim, and you don't understand me, you don't understand my culture, you don't understand I'm a slave or something. Like it's pathetic.
You don't understand. Why is it so hard?
Yeah, go ahead.
He needs this to be to feed his ego, to make himself believe that that fight never actually happened the way it actually happened. And I get it. He has to be delusional. If it works out for him, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, be delusional so you can fight better. Because to have a broken mind and be in the ring is not a good thing.
I mean, it's better to actually accept the fact that you lost so you can work on your weaknesses and the reasons why you lost the fight. But this guy's just delusional. He's probably, I don't have to work on it. I mean, I should have won the fight. I just got cheated. That's the only reason why I lost.
Oh, yeah. No. So you should look at it as a way to get better. But at the same time, like you didn't, in your mind, you should say, I didn't get beaten, because that way your ego, you feed your ego like, that shit never actually happened. But you also learn that, hey, I lost, I could have done better, I could actually made it obvious that I could have won.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's the way he's, dealing with the loss. Yeah, but he's doing it the wrong way, man.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's continue.
Y'all act, man, let me I'm gonna get up out this bitch.
This is a little chaser of what we're gonna get. Both of you guys are big.
Just continue talking like nothing happened. They're just ignoring his fucking. It's like they're used to it. Like, all right, say that.
Characters. It's going to be explosive, right? I mean, I don't even have to ask this guy, because I've just got a little taster of that. But come on, both of you guys are big in the fight week. Let's pull it back into the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
It's hard to put it back. I'm from the South. You understand?
Come on, let's pull it back into the fight.
It's hard when y'all don't understand.
This guy's. I think he's trolling. Man.
Another situation. I said I didn't want to talk about the situation. Now you got me riled up.
Fair enough.
Right. Wilder's back. You understand? I feel shit. You understand me?
Got it.
You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
shouting. Let me get the out of here, bro.
Oh, he's getting out. He's getting up. He's getting out.
This reminds me of that interview with Jim.
I'm out of here talking about my peoples and all that shit. It's hard.
Talking about my people. Nobody mentioned his people. Did somebody mention? He's the one who brought it up.
I hope Chisora goes in the ring and mentions Fury like multiple times while he's like, got his guard up.
He should walk Wilder tribe
to the ring with Fury.
You never heard of the never heard of the Wilder tribe?
That's so fucking weak, bro. What he's doing.
What if Fury
scrutinized?
Beat you up.
He's going to be scrutinized and cornered mentally to admit defeat. So he's chimping out to try to get out of the situation. He's like low-key trying to intimidate the guy. So when he doesn't be intimidated, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of here.
Hard to believe a black man in a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me.
Got a black man got a tool right here to get taken serious.
Well, this even security stepped in now. Look at this.
Show the facts early, because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm gonna show everything. I'm gonna get all the people that know, and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that the inside of him that can know. I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury.
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first.
This is a bad look.
Like, it ain't got shit to do with him.
What
you talking about?
Ultimately, should have trolled them. They should have been like, "You're colorblind. You're not actually black. You're white."
I understand that Wilder. I understand that Wilder doesn't like the guy, but he brought him up in the build-up to this whole thing. I mean, you accuse a guy of cheating. You gotta be ready to face people questioning you about that. And he doesn't want. He wants to have it both ways. He wants to have the best of the best. He wants to be able to talk and accuse Fury of that, but then he doesn't want anybody to challenge him on it and say, well, what proof do you have? Because this, that happened 6 years ago. It's going to be in February. What was it? February the 17th or something? It's going to be 6 years now. And that he's been talking about the proof, the evidence, the biopsy. So we'll see what happens. Are we done with this segment?
Wait. When is this fight happening?
Come on. It's
February. I
to
think.
ask a question. What about Fury?
Oh, this month.
Everyone else.
No, sorry. April 4th. Who said February?
Oh, wow.
April, the 4th.
Rick Reno asks him.
This week.
Why can't I ask him?
And then
Derek,
build
sit
this
down.
shit up.
Come on.
Did he calm down?
Whatever. It's over. Yeah, BDA, we're done with this.
All I can say is if this was AJ, he would have killed himself by now. I'm just letting you guys know. That's why AJ is very far away from that man, the bald-headed man.
Well, not for nothing, but when AJ, one thing I do respect about AJ is that when he lost to Luis, he said something very interesting once. He said, "This loss doesn't define me." And I thought that was quite a poignant thing. It's like, yeah, it's true. It's so many people fail once and, they take it so hard. And I think most of us do that. But at the end of the day, you go, yeah, it's like somebody once told me, well, if you're walking down the street and you fall down, you trip, right? You fall down. Do you just stay there lying down? Oh, I'm never getting up again. No, you get up and you keep walking. It's the same thing that Joshua did. But Wilder, he did continue his career, but every time, he's stuck there mentally because he keeps bringing up the whole Glovegate thing. And it's not even just the Glovegate thing either, is he? He was the poisoning thing and...
Yeah, no, I mean, but it was the interview who brought it up this time. But
you get knocked down.
Right, it's because Wilder recently brought it up
again.
Okay, he brought it up before, yeah. But I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the Versace, he was at the Versace temple, and he brought that up. And so, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I said earlier, he can't accuse a guy. That's a serious accusation that the guy cheated, and then not expect people to ask him more about it or to push back on that.
Right.
He gets knocked down. He gets up again. They're never going to keep him down.
I get knocked down. Then I get up again.
No, but it's true. I mean, look, listen, this dude is I don't know. I hate to joke about that, though, but the CTE might be in play here, too.
Well, he's always been like this. He's always been
that's what I was going to say, too. That's a good point, that he's always been
He also, I think he props up the fight this way, too, because a lot of people actually despise whiners like this. So they want to see Chisora beat him even more, right?
Chisora should, every time they have a press conference, you should just mention Fury. You should just do it.
That would be a good tactic, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's perfect. I mean, I would do it. It would be very exciting, the press conferences. It would be very entertaining.
Fury's still ducking AJ, so we got to just not talk about him.
Come on, bro. Fury ain't ducking nobody.
He is. He ducked AJ for a long time.
Maybe he's ducking Fabio right now because I want Fabio. Fabio's way more
we know he's been ducking AJ. That's one of the biggest fights in the UK for over a decade. He ducked that shit forever.
Okay. Sure.
Oh yeah, I had this discussion with Gypsy. Yeah, Gypsy believes that
he's the ducking.
Deontay. By the way, I told
Deontay.
I told Food that I finally found a video where with those guys Deontay, and now I can't find it anymore. I mean, I sent things but I thought I downloaded it, so now I can't. I forgot where I put it, but yeah, that video is still out there. It does exist, so people know I'm not lying about it. I'm not making shit up.
You should play some of his music on here.
Hey, but yeah, maybe. Oh no, we can't. But I was gonna say that we have some good fights coming up. I was on the Slugmeister's channel yesterday. That's Slugger Sam. That's what I call him, Slugmeister.
Oh, his channel.
Slugmeister. Yeah. Well, that's what he told me. He privates the videos as soon as he goes off the air. So, but this one I checked, it's still up the air. So, I don't know. It's copyright issues, I guess. He was maybe I shouldn't even say what he was playing, but what I was gonna say was that
if you're gonna get copyright, it actually hits you even when it's privated. It doesn't.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
It's still in the
that's what I've heard. Yeah. Hey, by the way, can I take the opportunity to thank each and every person who's not only watched the show and hit the like, but also the people who contributed via the super chat? Because you look at that up there, the Roadcaster Duo Pro. I can't believe it. Butcher, when did we start? It's like 3 weeks ago. The racing funds for the Roadcaster, and look at that, we're almost at the limit. I never thought I was gunning for half because that's what we said in the beginning, right? We said, listen, at least half, and we pay for the other half. But I mean, it's something. It really helps us out, and we're almost there. So I can't tell people how grateful I am.
You should also thank the people that watch but do not give the like because they're at least watching.
That's true.
You got to give
That's
him
true.
Haney.
Yeah. Everybody who's watching, or just that helps. Just watching, just listening.
But that broadcast really, it's gonna really make things easier, man. It's really because you look at now, Butch is using it right now.
Yeah.
And if you listen to how we all sound, well, maybe not me. For some reason, I sound very boomy, and I don't even have the bass up, but everyone else sounds. There's a compressor on it, so everybody's on level. There's even some other type of processing going on with an equalizer and I think even a de-esser, so that the S's don't sound as pronounced.
Yeah.
So this all, and then on top of that phone lines sound clearer. So it really is worth it.
Yeah.
If Fury beats if he beats that Russian guy and then he beats the Fabio Wardley, because I know that fight's eventually going to happen between him and then they're probably going to have a trilogy with Usyk, hopefully. What do you guys think? His career eclipses AJ's for sure? Because I already know it eclipses, but really eclipses, like it's the sun over the moon type shit. At that point, 3-time champion.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? What?
Oh shit, it's another voice.
Talking about like if he beats Fabio's got the one of the belts, right? Fabio Wardley.
He has the OBA, yeah.
Yeah, if he beats him and then he goes for a third fight with Usyk, at that point we gotta, all those AJ fangirls out there, they have to surrender and admit defeat. I mean, they already have admitted defeat.
No more playing. You guys are making your mama angry. No more.
Huh?
The hell?
Yeah, BDA.
You mute yourself.
Enough.
That's how he talks. That's how he talks.
Okay,
He's talking to people.
No more play for you guys.
I don't even know what you're doing.
Enough
I'm talking
play,
to you guys.
All right, listen,
Sober's talking about.
Gypsy, you're still talking about the AJ fans and the Fury fans and all that. It's over. Like that. This is 2020 talk, man. This is 2020 talk.
I mean, no, they're gonna
2026.
again. I promise. It will happen again. It will happen.
But actually,
We're moving on. We're moving forward.
Actually, there is something to what Gypsy's saying though, because if Fury beats Makhmudov in convincing fashion, which is it's gonna be on Netflix, by the way, on Netflix. So if he can do that, and Joshua comes back and gets himself a tune-up or whatever, that could be a big fight in the UK. Or if Wilder beats Chisora, Wilder Fury 4 perhaps, maybe AJ Wilder. You just never know.
I want to see
Chisora would go for it, I think.
I'm not entertained with AJ versus Fury. I know that's going to be a beatdown by Fury's side. I'm more entertained with Fabio versus Fury.
Beatdown would be AJ. You got too much confidence in Fury. That guy AJ will knock him out.
I don't need confidence.
There's a reason why
you guys need to bet on it. Just make a bet.
They might not even fight, guys.
We make the bet and the fight never happens. What are we going to do about it?
You guys need to bet.
He beat his ass as an amateur.
Let it be that.
He beat the shit out of him as an amateur. Fury knows this is why he's ducked him. He ducked him for over a decade.
And you need to bet since it's a British fight. Since it's a British fight, you need to bet. Since it's a British
bet 300. Are you down? Are you down?
I mean, look, you probably thought Usyk was gonna beat Usyk.
You got called out. Bet the 300, fool. Bet the 300.
He did.
300. The fight's never gonna happen. It's never
Usyk, though.
Just make the bet.
It's probably not gonna even happen.
I made a prediction like years back that he's not going to fight Wilder or fucking Fury. So
Wilder's a bum. He always was a bum.
Well, Wilder, you can make an excuse for Wilder, but not Fury. He ain't got no excuse.
Wilder ducked Andrew Ruiz. I mean, why are we going to build him up? Wilder.
Like I said, Wilder is a. You can make excuses all day you want for Wilder because Wilder himself has ducked.
Okay, but
Fury,
guys,
no, he got no.
What about your predictions for Wilder and Chisora?
Well, we going to Chisora. I mean, last time I told you guys Chisora as well.
If Wilder still possesses that right hand, then he's gonna knock Chisora out then, because the guy is a fucking punching bag.
No, but
he's out of prime too. He's finished.
What about Chisora? What about his offensive capabilities?
He's a punching bag, right? But Wilder, you gotta see. I mean, Wilder can't.
One at a time, please. One at a time. Gypsy,
Wilder's harder to hit than Chisora, right?
Yeah,
I feel like Wilder's harder to hit, even though he's a bum. He's harder to hit than Chisora.
You think
he
Wilder's
is, but he is, but
he's terrible. But like he's harder to hit than Chisora. Chisora comes right in. He's just there to be punched in the face, you know.
But at the same time, his mentality is so fractured. Wilder's he doesn't his snap on his punches is so slow. It's like 3 times slower than once he was.
Yeah.
It's like it's pitiful. He's gonna see it. He's gonna walk through it. He's gonna deliver his shots. He's gonna knock out Wilder. Chisora's gonna do the job.
Did Chisora? Did he just? Is he coming off a loss? Am I wrong? He's coming off a
Chisora
loss.
just
Isn't
he beat Wallin last year.
Did he?
Yeah, Otto Wallin. He fucked him up. He won a
forgot about
decision.
that.
He dropped him twice, I think, at least once. So that was a good win against a younger boxer.
I guess
when it comes to
I guess
Wilder,
it's okay. I mean, they built up Wallin because he made Fury look like trash. He really showed off the hype job.
But that was just Fury, looking like shit, getting caught. Because then, if you guys remember,
he might have actually lost.
AJ
He
also
really scored that.
AJ easily disposed of Wallin. So I haven't really seen Wallin do anything. Wait, didn't he beat Gassiev? Did he fight Gassiev? Who beat Gassiev?
Wallin beat Gassiev.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, but Gassiev. This guy
Wallin got
kind of disappeared, came back. Yeah.
Shout out to MED6105 in the chat who says Wilder should retire and be thankful he became a champion with his limitations.
That's what I was saying.
Shout out to
good super chat.
Shout out to him for his super chat. And it's true. That's looking at the glass half full because look, say what you want about the modern proliferation of titles. There's a lot of them and they're not really worth that much. And if you want to call him a champion, okay, yeah. And okay, he didn't beat the best, right? But at least he got to a place where most people can't at the professional level. So he should be happy with it. He scored some good knockouts, flashy knockouts.
He won a lot of money.
Knockouts, yeah, so he should.
He made a lot of money, a lot of money. So when this guy's complaining about, I'm not getting my fair share, or I'm a slave or something, I don't understand.
Yeah, man, we got to look at these fights for what they are. They're just cash outs. They're just milking the rest of whatever they have left. This is not competition at its highest level. So, I mean, it's fun for us, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's not. This is not competition.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, they're saying right now that the heavyweight division is in a restructuring process. So Usyk is probably only going to fight maybe 2 more times. And the fact that they're even trying to get him, they were trying to get him in there with Wilder, that he was trying to get in there with, it's a complete waste of time considering he's got very few fights left. Then again, on the other hand, I think, well, if he's done it all, maybe he has a right to pick a farewell fight, and he gets to pick whichever farewell fight that is. But I would just like to see him fight the best guy possible for as long as he can. You know what I mean? I know it's impossible to fight everybody, but he still has a little bit of time. Why waste it on Deontay Wilder?
Wilder for a long time.
You just said it. These are farewell fights. I remember Julio Cesar Chavez. He had like farewell fights. It's like in boxing is just it's kind of
he went on a tour, a farewell tour.
Like getting beat up. Like why would you do this? Like. I mean, in basketball, I know they have farewell tours. It's lame, but in boxing, it's like, dude, really?
Yeah, but this isn't a farewell tour. I mean, they expect Wilder to win and get a title shot. I mean, this is serious shit. Right. I mean, they have really.
It's not gonna happen. The thing is, Usyk wanted Wilder years back. I forgot which fight was that. It was like in between they were trying to make the first fight with Fury and something like that. And he requested that he told Wilder, I'm going to be in one of your fights and I'm going to be in the audience and we're going to make the fight happen. And I forgot which fight Wilder was going to be in at the time. And he never showed up for that fight. So, because I guess he was busy for another fight. I think it was with Fury, maybe or someone else. I'm not sure. So he has his sights on Wilder for some reason for years. It's not like he forgot about it. He wanted Wilder for quite some bit. I just didn't think he was still thinking about it. Apparently he is. But at the same time, he's kind of worried about Fabio Wardley because Fabio Wardley is a dynamic puncher.
It is interesting, though, that they have Fabio Wardley, and even though he's already, 32, right? So he might not, and even if he doesn't get old or whatever, a lot of people don't see him staying at the top with some of his limitations. But then they got Moses Aitama right behind him, still trying to make a name for himself, and they got their hopes on him, the establishment, the British establishment, that he's going to be the next big attraction. And that brings me to the fact that the Shakur Stevenson Lopez fight just ended, and even though it paled in comparison to the magnitude of Canelo versus Crawford, nevertheless, it was a fight that most people were looking forward to. It was a fight that most people were looking forward to in between the Canelo Crawford fight and 2026. But now that it's over, we got a bunch of other good fights. We just don't have that type of magnitude of fight where everyone's speculating, what's going to happen. But we do have some interesting fights. And one of those fights happens to be in, what was it, March? Hold on, where was it? March 28th, Mosama versus Jermaine Franklin. I'm just curious to get some early thoughts on this from you fellas. Who here thinks it's a dangerous fight for Aitama?
I don't think it is at all. I think it's an easy knockout for him. He probably stops him within 6 rounds. But I could be wrong. He could survive. He could pull off a miracle and survive for 12 rounds. It's possible. But I think he's just right there to get hit. He's for someone like Mosama, he's fast and powerful. Quick.
I understand that.
Yeah, very good traps. I don't know if he's gonna last. He might last for 1 round, but he ain't gonna last for probably 5 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna last.
It's a good. Who? Aitama versus Jermaine Franklin.
I mean, Aitama's gonna win. What the fuck? I mean, is anybody expecting an upset or something?
Well, I mean, Franklin, he can. Yeah, go ahead, Frank. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying, not me.
Yeah,
Aitama is made to look good here.
I agree.
I'm gonna recognize that I'm not drinking, bro. I have stopped drinking for years already. I'm a clean.
Recognize that. LOL. I don't know why, but yeah, because recognizing that chat said I don't know why, but Gypsy's slurry speech makes me laugh. He's saying you sound a little tipsy there, Gypsy. A little bit.
Yeah,
it's the phone, bro. Because I know he does. Because it's a phone, bro. I'm getting a new mic. I don't know when it's gonna come around. I ordered on Amazon.
Hopefully I haven't heard that one yet. Never heard that.
When the documentary comes out, all will be revealed about the phone. It's the phone's fault.
What?
But I get what you guys said.
You got an Obama phone, Gypsy? What's going on?
I do, man. They're collecting that exercise benefits. The Medicaid and Medicare.
Are you guys surprised that
I need that phone?
Eddie Hearn's in the Epstein files?
What?
So somebody posted something about Eddie Hearn being in the Epstein files.
That's no shock.
He's mentioned like just in passing, or is he involved in the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wore the tassels.
Did you guys hear about Diddy's meat size? No Diddy.
Chris Mannix is going to be in there too.
I read the part about the woman with the turkey baster who there was seed all over the place, if you know what I mean, and that she decided to use a turkey baster to supposedly impregnate herself with Epstein's progeny.
Oh God!
And that Epstein was pissed, but then yeah.
By that you mean Chris Mannix?
It's in the files, man. Oh, wait a minute.
I have a video I'm gonna show you guys. Keep talking.
But I was just gonna say I agree with Frank. I agree. I can understand. I can agree with Frank and what Gypsy are saying, because I was thinking about that. Right, I'm thinking, well, maybe Franklin can pull an offset, because if you watch his fight against Joshua, he was actually rolling with the shots and he was outgunned in there, but he stayed right in front of Joshua. Was even pressuring him at times, and doing a good job of rolling with the shots. I said if he can actually go 12 with Joshua, maybe he can go 12 with Aitama. But Aitama is a quicker counterpuncher than Joshua was when Franklin fought him. And Franklin's one of those dudes that he's not the biggest, but he's kind of slow too. So yeah.
Mr. BD, I think you mean. Let me just say this real quick. I mean, he has some veteran tactics. Like, he's been in with some good people, right? Is that
right?
I know what you're saying. So it's like, yeah, he's gonna pose some problems, but I still think Tama this is for him to look good against that.
Yeah.
It's
sort of a step up as well. It's not a bomb, but it's also somebody that Aitama should be able to beat.
This is not going to be a Pacheco moment, bro. This is not going to be a Pacheco moment. He's going to dominate him and he's going to stop him. This is not a Pacheco moment. He's going to
I like that. I like Pacheco. Yeah. I like that term, Pacheco moment.
Okay.
It's not a
But let me
punch.
say this though. Let me say this.
Yeah.
What I can, the thing that the thing that I could see happening, probably, you just never know. But we could see Franklin take the best that Aitama has to give. Maybe even gets wobbled a little bit or something, and the commenters go, "Oh, this is what we're talking about." You know, they're expecting now. Here's the knockouts coming, and then from one round to the next, like from round 4 or 5, Aitama just fucking boom, his energy plummets, and Franklin just keeps chugging along, and before you know it, he stops him in the 7th round. Kind of like Avenesian versus Josh Kelly, because we've seen, or another example which goes a little bit farther, which is David Haye versus Carl Thompson at the cruiserweight division. David Haye, very quick hands, heavy hands. And he heard Carl Thompson. Looked like he was going to take him out. But then from one round to the other, he just started, because he was winging so many shots. He went for the kill. He blew his wad, and then the other guy just took him out. Right. So Aitama, it could be something similar. If he goes for the kill or something, he wants to impress, and then all of a sudden, Franklin, he just, too durable and maybe a little bit too elusive there. He knows how to survive.
Yeah, like Tyson
before you
also.
know, he's coming back.
I mean, that was also a problem with Tyson.
You know why that would be true? If that actually takes place, it's because maybe Aitama likes to get high on weed. That's probably why.
How do you know he gets high on weed?
He looks
Maybe.
He
I
looks
don't
like a
know,
weed
man.
smoker?
Sometimes
He
when he
gives you that
got a
vibe?
video, he gave me the bro, like the way he was talking on an interview once. People were saying that either he's high or he's I don't know, man. He's probably like brain damaged or something. But with his style of fighting, I don't see him taking much punishment. So I don't think it's a brain damage issue.
Okay, let me say something about the. Ah, come on, Frank, come on. Jeez Louise, what's going on here? The lack of
hunter. What's that saying? A hunter always
I'll
a hunter.
Yeah,
Frank, I'll let you know this. Gypsy served his country. He was in the shit, as they say. So you better put a little respect on his name. Just a little bit.
All right, I got a video I want to show you guys. This is this guy who's Shady McCoy. Was he a former player or something, or
Shady McCoy?
Yeah, he's always showing up.
Pretty
on
shady.
The ring.
He was a football player.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
he's in the NFL.
So was
well, now he's a boxing expert because they have him on the Inside the Ring, the Ring magazine show with Kellerman and Malik Scott. He's always there. I don't know why he's there. I mean, there's so many other people they could choose, but whatever. All right, so he's talking about Shakur Stevenson and why he thinks he's pound for pound above Inoue and others.
I know y'all love Usyk. I know y'all love Bam, and I know y'all love the Monster. Yeah. I love him too.
Bullshit.
Shakur top 3, and he ain't 3. And the only reason why I won't give him number 1. Usyk he's a small man fighting on big guys in the heavyweights, right? So he's a cruiserweight fight heavyweights. I give you that. Other than that,
Inoue's also moved up a bunch. By the way,
but that's the difference. The difference is I haven't seen none of them guys y'all talked about that y'all love beat another elite fighter.
That was a 2-time.
That's well accomplished like T.O. is.
Okay.
All right, but hold on. Frank was talking about this. Frank was talking about this earlier on his channel. He was streamed earlier. People who should check that one out, and he was talking about that how you give him credit for the win because he shut out Teofimo Lopez's offense, but you got to go a little bit farther, the extra mile. You got okay, I know, fool, but just let me finish. Could you just let me finish before telling me you disagree with me, please? But but he deserves credit for that. But it's not like we've never seen Jermaine Ortiz shut his offense out either, or Subriel Matias, who ended up dropping him twice, but they didn't count the last knockdown, and which if they did, it might have made a difference. So when he says that, like, that performance overtakes all of them, and then he says Teofimo Lopez, nobody beat a guy like none of those guys have beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez wasn't even in the top 10.
I mean, Cambosos beat Teofimo Lopez.
Cambosos
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So,
he dropped him. I mean, dropped him.
But you didn't see that guy come out and talk all that shit about Cambosos. Oh my God, this guy Cambosos.
Right.
He didn't do it.
But to say that with so much confidence, like there's no argument about. Yeah, there is an argument because it is kind of easy to dismantle. And by the way, we're waiting here for Rare Breed because he wanted to talk about this so badly. He's been itching to talk about this since Shakur Stevenson won. And I told him that we were gonna watch, 12 to 15 minutes. We were gonna watch the Wilder meltdown there, but then he disappeared. So
he won't show up.
Maybe he was just trolling. Maybe, yeah.
He was.
But yeah, I was also gonna say, and then he talks about Inoue is not, and Inoue defeated somebody like Teofimo Lopez. Like seriously, like I don't understand why they were putting Teofimo Lopez on this pedestal. Okay, sure, he beat Lomachenko, then lost to Kambosos, then had some terrible performances. Then he beats Josh Taylor, who a lot of people were saying he was washed up, and then since then, I mean, he had just average performances. It wasn't like so. Just one little point. It wasn't as if Teofimo Lopez was cleaning up 140 though, right? He just grabbed that lineal belt from Taylor, and that's it.
Yeah.
He didn't fight Hitchens, he didn't fight Matias, he didn't fight even Paro, he didn't fight Cruz, he didn't fight a lot of these guys. So he wasn't like a champion dominating a division. He was just a guy who grabbed the belt from Josh Taylor and then was doing the bare minimum.
Well, they have an
Tio is
agenda.
great.
What's going on? They got an agenda.
Tio is great, man. But the thing is, like, you going off of one victory is not good enough to put him above all those guys. Now, if Tio had beaten him, he could have gone up there because he had beaten Lomachenko, he had beaten Josh Taylor, and then on top of that, he beat the so-called great Shakur Kerr. On top of that, so you can put him up there. But who has Shakur beaten besides Valdez? And Valdez isn't no fucking great boxer. Nobody, bro. Like, he hasn't beat anybody for us to put him up there. You need a few more victories.
Shakur shouldn't be above Inoue. This is what this guy, football player, is saying.
No.
Like,
yeah,
he's with confidence.
Well, you know what I want to see is.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, sorry about this. You know what it is? For him to prove this, it should be pretty easy. Because it's so easy to beat someone like Tio, then you should have a bum a month.
All right, go
like
ahead,
Joe Lewis said.
But I want to see where the clips is Shady saying, and Nui, this is why he's number one, and Usyk, why this is he number one? Because it sounds like this is what do you call that? A prisoner of the moment.
A race fantasy.
The Super Bowl. Now they're the best Super Bowl team ever.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's actually secret.
It's just a race fan bullshit. It's race fan bullshit. That's what it is. Look, Kambosos beat this guy right after he beat Loma. So why didn't they suck his dick the way they do Shakur?
Oh, that's true. Look, he the ferocious
Immediately after the Loma fight.
George Kambosos. He showed heart. He showed determination. He was so great. He dropped Teofimo Lopez. He got dropped, but he got back up. And they could have made a fucking story out of that shit, but they just
he just doesn't look right. He doesn't look the part. That's
Teofimo Lopez. He wasn't that good.
If he looked the part. If he looked the part, like Mayweather would have called him up on the phone. He would have said, "Yeah, I was in there training him," and they would have done the whole fucking, the whole thing. You would have seen Ward training with him and all this shit. I mean, come on.
I should have tweeted to Kambosos, "Hurry up and spray paint yourself black," so you get all the recognition you need.
But you know what's interesting? Because again, he didn't get the attention.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that is. Some people obviously, instead of like Frank said, break down your reasoning. Don't just say, well, it's a good win, it's this, he fought an elite guy, he beat an elite guy, therefore now he, because like Butch also said, well, Kambosos beat Lopez, he didn't jump up 5, 6, 7 spots up the rankings. Now, but some people could say, well, you guys are Shakur, blah, blah. We're addressing the fact that some people are saying that he's number 2 pound for pound. I think when you make an extraordinary claim like that, you're allowed to have a discussion about it. Right? Yeah. Because all the people will make it out to be like, oh, you're bringing it up. No, they're bringing up an extraordinary claim, which is that he's number 2 pound for pound. And we have a right as boxing fans to disagree and say, here's why we don't think that.
I mean, they're putting him above Inoue all of a sudden. Like, Inoue hasn't done anything. Just embarrassing.
Exactly.
Dirk.
Well, the whole thing about it is just like, okay, so just like you said about Kambosos, he actually put a hurting on Teofimo. If you did so much better than him, if you made it look so easy, if he was so much slower, why couldn't you turn it up and hurt him? Why couldn't you knock him out? He was doing an interview about this afterwards, and he's saying to the interviewer, I think that dude Najee, there's a couple times he was ready to go. Like, why didn't you knock him out? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, he can do what
Kambosos. He was trying to say that
did.
Teofimo was fighting to survive. He wasn't fighting to survive in there, bro. Like, it was in no danger of getting knocked out. Not from them jabs.
No point in time that he had him hurt to the point where he could stop him or anything. He had him off balance.
The only guy that got hurt in that fight was Shakur. That was it.
Well, we have Dirk in here. And
he got hurt.
We have Dirk in here. And I want to say, some people are saying, oh, Shakur didn't run. Well, why would he run? I mean, Teofimo Lopez didn't even.
Oh, he jumped back.
Yeah.
He was leaping back.
Round 8, he got hit with a body shot and he started going in the back foot. But then Teofimo Lopez didn't do anything after that. He didn't press on. And so there was no reason for Shakur to run. So it's not as if he had a guy coming forward throwing punches and Shakur with his big balls stood his ground. There was no need for that.
I mean, what he was doing is he would wait for Tio to make the first step.
One at a time, please. I'm gonna have to ask people to please be one at a time. All right. So go ahead and let Redbeard respond to that.
So that's probably what Shakur means. Tio didn't sell out. Did Tio ever in that fight sell out, just go all in? No. He was being hesitant too. So
So you were saying in the chat that Shakur didn't run. Again, what I was saying is that there was no need to run because run from what?
I mean,
Go ahead,
you get my
quick.
point.
So recognize was saying yesterday, controlling the center of the ring. This was before the fight. That's how you what boxing is, right? Did Shakur not control the center of the ring?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah. I'm saying you're mistaken. He doesn't understand what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Can I add something about that? Can I add something about that? Because again, you had a lot to say in the chat. You had a lot to say in the Discord. Like you wanted attention, so we're gonna give you the attention. But now you bring on recognize. But in the Discord, you brought me up. You say I'm coping. We're gonna get to that. But now you're bringing up recognize. Forget about what recognize said.
I can't wait for that.
In the Discord, you said that I was coping because I said that he was gonna run. But then you said Shakur Stevenson stepped to him. What do you mean by he stepped to him?
Doink.
There were actually a lot of times in that fight where Shakur was the one walking Teofimo down.
Not true at all. Not even.
No, you know how he was
actually pressing Tio. He was true.
That's not true. Now, see, that's how I knew. That's how I knew he was going to go this way, because he's also the same guy that said Crawford whooped Canelo, and then we got into the whole discussion about what the hell do you mean by whooping? And then eventually he goes, well, to me, whooping is when you win a decision convincingly. So that's again, it's different definitions in a completely different world that he lives in. So you're saying he stepped to him? He didn't step to him. He was always waiting for Lopez to throw the first punch throughout the majority of the fight. He didn't walking him down or stepping to him, as you say, would be what Lomachenko did in the last 5 rounds against Lopez, or what Klage did to Lopez.
There's different ways of walking down. Maybe he might not throw as much volume.
No, there's not.
He might not throw as much volume as Lomachenko.
If you stand in the middle of the ring and you wait for the other guy to throw the first punch, and either you counter or most of the time you leap away, that's not stepping to somebody.
There's a way of pressuring as well. Canelo does that at times.
Oh yeah. But it's not stepping. But it's not stepping to somebody. Stepping would mean you're walking him down.
Look, either way, he wasn't back foot bitching like you like to bring all the time.
Okay, so we can get rid of that. So do you want to backtrack on the whole me coping thing?
You want to play semantics, Mr. BDA. We're not going to do that.
I mean, look, walking a guy back doesn't matter when it's fucking Madrimov fighting Crawford.
Well,
it don't matter.
The point is,
it don't matter.
The point is, he didn't do what you said. Run or clinch or whatever.
So you want to use words, and then when we call you out, you say you're completely misusing them. Oh, well, you're playing semantics. Well, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I put a different opinion. I value language because that's the way we communicate. And the clearer the language, the better we get down to the main issue here. So, but it's when people start manipulating language and using rhetoric, that's when they want to paint a picture of reality that's non-existent, which is what you're doing.
When you say I'll box somebody, does that mean they walk them down, or they just made them look bad at a distance, and I'll punch them and everything like that? That's what he did.
The guy was defense first, but doink master. She was garbage. Stop acting like that. She was impressive.
Isn't that what we want?
I mean, there were people booing yawning in the chat.
I got a feeling the fight is questionable. I have to rewatch it again to see what the hell. Like, some shit didn't make any sense to me. So I have to rewatch it again.
I was disappointed in Teofimo Lopez. as well. I mean, I'm not just saying
Yeah.
Shakur. I mean, both guys didn't throw enough. And again, there was no reason for Shakur to run because there was nothing being really thrown at him. So, I mean, for some people are going to say, oh, he stood his ground as if he was facing a Maidana or some sort of aggressive boxer. And Shakur showed us that he had, amazing heart by standing his ground and skills. He didn't have to do I talked with this on the last show with FU when I asked him because he rewatched the fight. I remember there was a point, and FU TV said it was round 8, when Teofimo Lopez landed a body shot, a good body shot, and Shakur immediately started on the back foot, and he started almost running again, just because Teofimo Lopez finally landed a good shot that hurt Shakur, and he was on the back foot. But then Teofimo Lopez stopped doing that, and whatever. But point is that Teofimo Lopez didn't do anything for the most part. So I'm not impressed.
He landed. He started throwing singular punches. He could not throw combinations because this guy was waiting for him to throw a hard punch. He would just jump back. So don't tell me this guy was just standing there, because he wasn't. He was, every time this guy threw a real punch, just whoop, and he would jump 5 feet back, and then he'd stand there and doink, and it would a little touch.
Oh yeah,
and then
he
would wait, and then whoop, and he would jump again. No, bro, the guy was garbage. People were booing. That's how bad it was.
When a guy fights, there's something wrong with Teofimo Lopez. Oh no, it's an excuse. Well, it's not. I mean, let's be honest. Cepeda, was he considered better than Teofimo Lopez? No. Did he put on a better fight? Yeah, and then you say, oh, style make fights. Yeah, but styles make fights. What's his name? Cepeda's style is supposed to be inferior to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is supposed to be a pound for pounder. When you're a pound for pounder, when you're a pound for pounder, you're supposed to have more skills, different ways of approaching a fight, having a plan B, having a plan C. This guy didn't show any of that.
Teofimo was a limited fighter.
So Teofimo is there you go. So Teofimo is a limited fighter. So why was he a pound for pounder then?
I mean, you tell me.
No, you tell me. I'm asking you. I'm asking you, Dirk. You tell me. You fucking tell me. You fucking tell me. You fucking tell me.
Well, I mean,
you fucking tell me. Why was he a pound for pounder?
One at a time. One at a time.
Why was he a pound for pounder? Dirk couldn't answer my fucking question. You tell me why he was a pound for pounder, and then you wanna put, you're one of those who wants to push Shakur. He's a generational talent. Shut up. You're saying he's a generational talent, but then you're saying Shakur is limited. Sorry, Teofimo Lopez is limited, and you don't even know why he was a pound for pounder to begin with.
Teofimo beat Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. Those guys were also pound for pound guys at one point. So yeah, he was also on the pound for pound. It doesn't mean he's better than guys.
Hold on.
There's tears. One last thing. There's tears. There's tears on the pound for pound list. There's guys.
Okay. But you can't say Cepeda was Cepeda pound for pounder.
He believes now that.
No, was De Los Santos a pound for pounder? Why did he have Shakur running like that?
I can't answer your question because this motherfucker Food TV keeps talking.
And De Los Santos had this guy running? Is he a pound for pounder too? Like it's kind of weird that Teofimo Lopez is supposed to be in his prime. He's supposed to be one of the best, and again, he doesn't even throw any fucking punches. But I can't say that the guy is shot or something's weird with him, because then it's an excuse.
Can I answer the question?
I'm explaining my point, man.
He's not great at 140. He's never been at 140.
Oh my God! Everyone started. I said in the beginning, one at a time. And Gypsy, you first of all, you're on the speakerphone, I think. So
you can't hear
us properly. So please refrain from jumping in while other people are talking.
And Food TV, stop interrupting people, bro. Jesus.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Look at this guy. This guy's changing the subject. He's bringing up Loma and all this. Dude, don't pretend like Shakur beat Loma, because he didn't. He didn't have the balls to fight Loma. So get over it. Stop pretending. Also, he's Puerto Rican. So stop claiming him. He's Puerto Rican, bro.
I mean, he's Puerto Rican. Whatever.
He's Puerto Rican.
And I remember when people were shitting on Teofimo Lopez, saying, "Well, he lost to Cambosos." Now all of a sudden, they don't want to bring that up. That guy lost to Cambosos, right? That he had bad performances against Martin.
Stevenson's dad name is Alfonso Rivera. Does that sound
like Puerto Rican?
He can't speak a lick of Spanish.
He wears a Puerto Rican flag on his trunk, bro. He has a Puerto Rican flag
about that motherfucker whatsoever. Raised
wait a minute.
But that's why you claim
that doesn't change.
There's nothing Puerto Rican about him.
Does that still make him a pound for pound fighter?
This is some race fans stuff.
Either way, it doesn't matter whether he's Puerto Rican or not.
Pure sub-Saharan African breed.
It matters to you,
All right,
Dirk. It matters to you.
All right, but hold on. What were we talking about? Let's get back to what we were discussing.
We were talking about styles make fights, and Bucho thinks that doesn't matter.
Puerto Rican. Look at those HGH teeth.
So okay, Bucho, your point. You back to your point.
All right, let Dirk going. Go ahead, Dirk. Let Dirk, so we can continue this conversation. Let Dirk going. Go ahead.
Okay. Bucho, you were saying that the styles make fights is irrelevant. That's not.
I never said that.
You are implying that.
Nope.
You're implying it. So
no, obviously styles can make a fight.
Canelo,
I'm not saying this.
We all know Canelo is a better fighter than Marcus Maidana, but Maidana still gave Floyd Mayweather a harder fight. So yes, styles do make fights. Canelo is not really a gung ho pressure fighter. Go through the wall, balls to wall type of pressure fighter. He's a counter puncher. So those guys like that, and Teofimo, are going to make Shakur and Floyd Mayweather look good. Guys like Castillo,
I understand.
Guys like Castillo and Maidana, they don't like those type of styles. On the other end, a guy like Crawford, who's a sharp counterpuncher, versus a Maidana. Crawford would eat a guy like Maidana up alive. He would knock him out.
I get your point. I get your point, but listen to this though. Maidana has always fought that way. Maidana has always fought that way. When it comes to Teofimo Lopez, this guy, it's not the first time he fights like this in a way. I mean, when he fought Barbosa, he beat Barbosa, but it was almost the same output. I mean, the guy was a little bit higher, but the guy wasn't throwing even that many punches, and it was a bad performance. I mean, remember, the whole card on Times Square was boring as fuck. So that includes the Barbosa-Teofimo Lopez fight. Then he had problems with Martin, and then he had problems with other fighters at 140. He was looking terrible. Then he has a win against Josh Taylor, which basically resurrects his career. But let's take a look at Josh Taylor. What was happening with Josh Taylor? He got a robbery win against Catterall. And then he loses to Teofimo Lopez, and then he loses to Catterall in the rematch. And then he loses to some guy that I forgot his fucking name now. So I mean, to start saying that Shakur Stevenson defeated another pound for pounder, great. I mean, maybe he was a pound for pounder at one point, but I mean, again, and what I said earlier is also important. It's not as if Teofimo Lopez, that lineal 140-pound champion, was dominating the division, fighting the best in the division. He wasn't fighting Matias. He wasn't fighting Hitchens. He wasn't fighting even Paro at the time when he was moving up. In other box, Cruz, he didn't fight any of those guys. He just beat Josh Taylor.
But he was considered the best in the division because he had a better resume than everybody else at 140. Facts.
Yeah, but he had a belt. He had a better resume. I mean, the better resume. You mean
because he was a lineal champion?
Yeah, it was the better resume.
Not because you did that. Just because you scream facts.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. What was the better resume? What was the better resume? 140. Josh Taylor. I just mentioned Josh Taylor was washed up, man. Did you just ignore that?
Okay. So how about the other guys he beat? Sander Martin.
Oh, come on.
Jermaine Ortiz. These are good fighters.
Some of these wins, he barely beat some of these guys. And my point is terrible performances, bad performance. You want to disagree with that? Are you saying that he looked amazing against these guys, who are not even the best of the division? Who are not even the best in the division? Who are not even the best in the division?
If you really wanted to, you could nitpick everybody's resume. Know who has the perfect resume? Fought this guy in his absolute prime. This guy at the right time, and nobody exists. So we can nitpick everybody if you want to do that.
I mean, we got a nitpick.
But that's exactly what we were.
Gamboso has a better career than.
That's why. Listen, to say that Shakur Stevenson should bypass all of these dudes, including Bivol and Bam, Nakatani, and get to the number 2 spot. That is an exceptional claim. Right. And anybody that tells you no, that is a fact, and there's no debating that. That is Inoue. Some people are saying that he steps over Inoue too. But let's look at that. Teofimo Lopez was not included in the top. He was not included in the top 10 pound for pound by Ring Magazine, or either ESPN, if I'm correct. Teofimo Lopez, they discredited him a lot after he struggled against Ortiz. That's why they dropped him so much. Now, I think he should have been there because, 2-time lineal champion, and then after the Barbosa win, but that nevertheless, he wasn't there. So it's, and even if he were, that does not allow a guy to leap up 7 spots just because he outboxed him. If he would have stopped him, if he would have stepped to him, as you said, and maybe if he would have stepped to him, like you said, then maybe, I could see the argument, but he didn't. He just outpointed. He did.
Sorry.
Was that?
Sorry.
So he did a little bit more.
I ththought Claggett looked more impressive.
Hold on. Yeah. If you want bump him up 7 spots above a guy more accomplished like yeah, you got to do something impressive.
Exactly.
Listen, maybe not in a way, but Nakatani, yes, he's above that guy. Nakatani.
By the way, I don't want to say it was a bomb.
Oh my God.
Okay, go ahead, BD. You want to finish your point?
Yeah, I can agree with the Nakatani thing. Although Nakatani, because a lot of people are shitting on him because he struggled against Fernandez. If you look at the CompuBox numbers, though, they're exactly almost identical to what Cepeda and Stevenson were. If you look at, hold on a second, where are they? Yeah, if you look at Nakatani versus Hernandez, Nakatani landed 297 out of 837. Hernandez landed 273 out of 921. And then Shakur Stevenson landed 925 out of 565. Cepeda landed 272 shots. Almost identical, off by 1 or two, depending on the landed by each guy.
How many more punches did Cepeda throw than Shakur? What was the amount again?
It was, hold on a second, Cepeda threw 979.
That's insane. That's almost 1,000 punches.
Yeah, that's a guy that's
exactly.
active.
And you know how many
Hernandez
threw, and Hernandez threw 921, almost the same. So it's a very comparable performances. But a lot of people shit on Nakatani, but they don't want to shit on Stevenson for that fight. Instead, they all praise Stevenson for, he showed you he could stand his ground. Which, listen, I give him some credit for that too, even though I don't give him as much credit, even though the credit I'm giving him is a lot, because it's tough to stand up to Cepeda, even if he's not a big puncher. But it's just funny how people pick and choose. That is a great performance because Stevenson made it look that way. Yeah. But Nakatani, he struggled and he didn't mean to.
I think you guys getting
look. Did anybody build up Teofimo when he was trapped up on the ropes by Claggett? And they say, that's amazing. Oh my God, he's stuck on the ropes. Remember that?
No, he looked terrible. Well, no, he was praising.
He looked terrible because he was fucking stuck on the ropes. Did they praise Canelo when he was stuck on the ropes with Triple G?
Oh, the first fight, yeah.
They looked like shit. No, they said he should have lost. They lost.
Some people did. Most people, but most people feel that. Most people feel Golovkin won that one. They don't. I do remember one person saying. I do remember Nopal saying that. Remember that Nopal in the. He said no. Canelo actually won, and people were like, what?
Look, the truth is,
no, because being stuck on the ropes is not impressive. It's pathetic.
Yeah, I know you're boxing.
It's always
if you watch.
Well, hold on. I don't know though. I don't know. I'm telling you, everybody here. We got to talk about the past here. Sorry to interrupt, but you've been in this community for 6 years, because I think I remember you were here for Stevenson Haney versus Camboso. I think that was in May. So I think you were here starting 2022, and I remember you were high on your rah-rah, black supremacy BS, and you criticized us of being anti-black, whatever. Then for a little while there, it took about 3 years. You started mellowing out. But now you're back to your whole BDA is anti-black, Bucho's anti-Afro-Anglo. Where are we at right now? Do you still believe that?
I didn't say that.
After 4 years in this community, do you really believe that?
I mean, the fact that you even use the term Afro-Anglo, I'm just saying that's weird to me. You don't
that is pretty racist to
anybody else like that. But either way,
it's a technical term.
I mean, African American.
Let me explain that. Let me explain this, because if you're African, if I call a guy like let's say I'm talking to somebody who was born in Harlem and his families have been here for 5, 6, 7 generations, he's not African. He's of Afro descent, but he's an Anglo. He's English speaking, and I can say the same thing to British people. Now, if he's from Haiti, he's an Afro-Franco. I don't see why do you feel that that's derogatory in a way, or that I'm trying to imply? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, let's be real. The most of the fighters that you bash on this channel are Afro-Anglo. Well, let's keep it a buck. That's not a secret,
listen,
and that's not a...
Hold on. Let him finish, because I got a question about that. Okay, let him finish.
It's not a secret, and it's not a surprise. Crawford, Core, even though Tank deserves it. Tank, who else?
Core is an African. Stop saying that. That's so silly.
He's Puerto Rican, bro. By your logic, I would have to only half hate Shakur Stevenson because he's half Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So that makes no sense right there. But then again, that makes hate. That right there starts creating a little bit.
They're the ones that get the clicks. Listen, so I get why you guys do that. You wouldn't be talking about.
They buy the pay-per-views and they show up to fights, and they're the big.
Right. But hold on, because I'm being serious here, and everybody's trying to try to joke and walk away with it with a joke. And let's move on, guys. Now, but I want to stick to this. It is serious because he's been here for 4 years and he still thinks that we're anti-Afro-Anglo. And okay, so Shakur Stevenson, you mentioned who else? Crawford and
Haney.
There was another guy.
Haney. I mean, why should we love this guy? Why should we? Can I explain why?
Let me say that. Let me answer that because I remember I got into the same conversation with Rebrid. I think it was 2 years ago, and now he forgets. Like he's got amnesia and he forgets what we talked about. He said the same thing to me once. He said, "Oh, BDA," and it was 3 years ago. You're anti-Afro-Anglo because you only criticize Wilder and Tank and I forget the other guy. But then he just admitted Tank Davis is a piece of shit. Yeah. So I was right all along. Wilder, another dude, you just saw his behavior. I don't know if you, well, actually, I don't know if you saw, but he was in the British television and he was causing a rift, sniffing like crazy, like he was on coke. He accuses Fury once again of cheating. And then when people try to get him to expound on that, he goes, no, I don't want to talk about it. He starts getting up and starts acting belligerent. That's only one example of the many why I dislike him. So let me just explain my reasoning or how I feel about fighters. On the one hand, I am a boxing fan. You got that right. And so I can see, like, for example, Shakur Stevenson. I gave him credit for shutting down Teofimo Lopez's offense. I gave him credit. What I didn't enjoy was the fact that he could have done more. That's what guys like Usyk and Bam and Inoue, and to a certain extent, Beterbiev and even Canelo, even though people criticize him for his performances, he was coming forward against bigger guys, and at least he was dropping them and hurting them. Yeah, he wasn't finishing them, and I didn't really like the one punch at a time approach, but that's a hell of a lot more than what Shakur Stevenson does at this level. So, but I appreciate Shakur Stevenson and I can respect his defense. I've been watching boxing for a long time. It's not everybody that can do that. But just as I can differentiate and acknowledge that a guy is skilled, it's a whole different thing to ask me, who do you root for? And unfortunately, I don't like rooting for guys who are abrasive, acerbic personalities or people who are truculent. And you can't tell me that Shakur Stevenson isn't that, because I remember one time I told you about his antics and you said, oh yeah, I love that shit. So you can understand why I would dislike a guy like Shakur Stevenson, wouldn't you?
I don't remember saying that, but okay.
Ignore Dirk. This guy, he has nothing to say. Haney. I know he doesn't like Haney either. Dirk doesn't even like Haney either. So I mean, the fact that he brings him up is because he's just trying to, name all the black boxes that exist. But Haney, I mean, that guy's boring as fuck, and so is Shakur. I saw people yawning in the crowd. And by the way, that person who was yawning in the crowd, he actually got his ass out of the fucking couch.
It was nightmare.
Paid for a ticket. He paid for a ticket, went to the fucking fight, right? Unlike these other guys who are illegally streaming the fucking fight, and then they're defending Shakur Stevenson's boring performance. Why are you guys hating? Why didn't you buy the pay-per-view? Why didn't you show up to the fight? I don't want to hear what you have to fucking say. I want to hear from real boxing fans, right? And real boxing fans are tired of fucking these boxers who are always running and sticking out the joint. This is not good for boxing. That's why I dislike Shakur fucking Stevenson. That's why I dislike Shakur Stevenson. It has nothing to do with race. So stop. You're acting like Deontay Wilder. You're acting like Deontay Wilder. You're acting like Deontay Wilder.
Punch would jump 5 feet.
And by the way, I also want to address.
He's supposed to stand still for you, so he
didn't throw enough punches. It's not only listen. It's not only about running; it's about throwing punches. You can be boring also by this. BDA has said this multiple times. You can be boring by standing your ground or just being in the ring and not throwing any punches or very few punches. That is boring as well. Jesus,
he was jumping. Every time Teal threw a punch, he would jump out of the ring. He would jump out of the
I'll give you an example of Dimitri Bivol before he fought Beterbiev. Yeah, Beterbiev was the only one that actually beat him and gave him the most, touch-ups. But before that fight, every fight he had was considered boring, but he at least exchanged with the guy because he made him miss and he made him pay majority of the rounds. He was one of those guys that lost barely any rounds in his entire career, except for Beterbiev and maybe one or two fights he lost 1 or 2 rounds in certain individuals that he fought against. But that's how it is. But Shakur is a guy that doesn't like that. He won't go that way. Zepeda was apparently that dude that he could have done that with, but in my eyes, he got a draw with that dude, and it was a good performance, don't get it wrong, but he ain't going to always do that. He just won't. He's not going to be there to take the chances. It's not like risks. It's like calculating.
All right. We're getting away from the fucking. Sorry, Gypsy, but we're getting away from the initial subject, which was this all starts because Raybrid already has it in his head. Oh, the reason why they're criticizing this guy. I don't want to hear the criticism. I just already know they're anti-Afro-Anglo, and so they're never going to give him credit. But again, you just asked me about Shakur Stevenson. I gave you a laundry list of why, and I just barely scratched the surface. And you said, well, I don't remember saying that because you enjoy his crazy antics, and I don't. Devin Haney, should we go through his list? Because there's even a lot of Afro-Anglos on Twitter. I constantly go on Twitter every morning to try to catch the news. See a lot of Afro-Anglos shit on him. So they're not racist, are they? Because there's a lot of criticism against him, for example.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, you want me to go through the list, or
no? I mean, I think we made our. I think we made our. I think we just proved our point that we're not racist. And just because I'm criticizing Shakur doesn't mean I'm fucking racist. And by the way, we've also criticized Teofimo Lopez, made fun of how crazy.
Some of my best friends are black. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Like Marvin.
No. Yeah, because somebody in the chat was saying, "Oh, what about Teofimo Lopez and he's crazy?" Yeah, we've made fun of him by acting crazy. Remember during the Times Square thing?
How many times did we?
We made fun of Ryan Garcia.
Fun of his father.
We made fun of Ryan Garcia.
How many times we make fun of his
father? Yeah.
How many times we make fun of Teofimo Lopez's father with the "Oh my God, look at that boy" when he's shirtless and he's showing his abs in the middle of the street? I mean, come on. We're making fun
about how stupid they are.
People like it. People like it when we make fun of certain fighters, but then as soon as we make fun of a fighter that they like, all of a sudden they gotta start wrapping their minds around ways because it's gotta be racism.
No,
we're not talking about Keyshawn Davis. We're talking about Shakur. Why? It's because Keyshawn Davis' performance was good. Shakur's was like,
yeah. Did I say anything bad about Keyshawn? Huh? Did I say anything? No, I didn't.
No one's talking about
If you look at the pound for pound list, I want to get back to boxing real quick. If you look at the pound for pound list, it's very few fighters. It's very few fighters you can see on there that are elite at all three ranges: mid range, inside, and outside. Shakur is good at all three ranges. He might not have a lot of power in his hands, but he's pretty good everywhere, bro.
He doesn't throw power punches. That's why he's not good. He's not good.
In the mid range, he showed that against Tio, and he's good on the outside if he needs.
But what does that mean? What's your point, though?
My point is skill for skill. Shakur is top 3 in boxing right now, no doubt about it.
But you know that skills doesn't get. It's about accomplishments too. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people. I mean, look at Aitama. The Brits are fucking ready to put him as the #1 guy in the heavyweight. It's against who you've shown it.
Well, that's the thing.
That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
Yeah,
that's exactly my point.
Listen, you can look great. A boxer can look.
That's not the same thing.
A boxer can look great against certain types of fighters, but then he needs to step it up. Now, yeah, Shakur beat Teofimo Lopez, but again, I don't think Teofimo Lopez is that guy that was gonna he looks shot. Basically, he's been looking terrible lately.
Well, can I say this?
So
can I say this? Well,
it's a good win, but it's not like it's not gonna put him above Inoue. Right, he's not gonna put him above.
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm trying to articulate here. That look, yeah, he's had good wins. I mean, Valdez. Again, you can nitpick that win, but hey, it's a top guy in the division.
Win. It's not a
Same thing with Cepeda. So I'm not obviously I wasn't saying that he's on the same level as Mo Saitama. But if we're gonna say that he jumps up all the way to #2 because of this performance, that's where the problem lies. Because okay, he can be good at the 4-dimensional level of chess or whatever you're saying, but he still has to prove it. And so far, he hasn't done enough to get to the #2 spot just based on the Lopez win.
By the way, FYI, I didn't say he should be top. I think he should be top 5 at minimum.
You said he was better than Inoue in the Discord earlier. You said he was better than Inoue.
I think he's got a better win on his resume than Inoue. Yes, Teofimo's a better win than anything on Inoue's resume.
But you don't think he's above Inoue, right? But you don't think he's above Inoue.
I think he's a better fighter than Inoue. If they were the same size, I mean, I don't know about that.
That's a different thing. Yeah, listen, that's speculative.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, Camboso beat Tio better than Shakur did. So maybe Camboso should be like, he should be higher up on that list than Shakur, right? Because he beat him better.
I just know Shakur is a really hard guy to beat.
He beat Tio at a better weight when Tio was looking good. He just came off the Loma win.
All right, guys, I have a question for you guys. Maybe this is gonna help. What should Shakur do to make it into the top 3? Who should he fight?
I mean,
yeah.
He has to fight and beat Keyshawn. That's why he has to beat Keyshawn.
That's not Inoue's fault.
That's the only way. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Look, it's not going to be Inoue's fault, but Shakur will probably pass him just off of the fact that he has a lot of live bodies in around his weight classes. Devin Haney, Dalton Smith.
He's going to duck all of them.
Who else? There's Mari Tyler.
Wait, did you say Dalton
There's
Smith?
a whole bunch of guys.
I was hearing Dalton is a bum.
There's a bunch of champions around his weight class that Shakur can.
He's not calling any of them out. He's only looking to fight Conor Benn.
136.
let me just ask: were you happy he called out Conor Benn and asked for a bitch ass rehydration clause? Like that excited you?
I actually, yeah, but that would be a good fight because I can't stand Conor Benn.
So you think that okay? And so you like that Conor Benn match, right? But what do you don't rate Conor Benn high, right? Because you're a skills guy, right?
No, Conor Benn sucks.
Then how would that be a great win? This is your king. How is that a great win?
Because he's going up in weight class against a guy who's been up to
he wants a rehydration clause.
I've never heard someone scream out loud in the ring, "I want the same rehydration clause." Like, bro, I've never heard anyone so loud and proud with that shit. And he was like, "I'm not small. I'm not small." So what are you asking for a rehydration? Why are you front loading with that? Like, he already looks like a bitch doing that. And he was so happy to say that.
If Conor Benn can ask, what's his name, Eubank, to be on a rehydration clause, he should have no issue being on one himself.
That dude's trash.
I think
that's a different situation, dude.
All right.
If you beat Tio that easily, you should do a bum him up.
You know what?
Bro.
I dislike the fact that Conor Benn did that to Chris Eubank, but at the same time, the same thing what people said about Ryan Garcia. Well, Chris Eubank accepted that not only once but twice. So it should be one. It should have been a case of fool me once, shame on you, and you know how that goes. But instead, he did it for the money. But Conor Benn is a 147, and that was a different thing. I mean, you looked at them at the face-offs. Chris Eubank Jr. was way bigger than Conor Benn. Conor Benn and Shakur Stevenson are about the same size. It might actually even be surprising, but I think maybe Shakur Stevenson might be bigger than him.
Where are they going to fight if they fight? Probably. They're going to fight in the United States or they're going to sell out in the UK?
Can I say?
Be a Madison Square Garden.
No, it would be in the USA. It would be in the USA. Shakur's not gonna do that.
Well,
Shakur's not gonna do that.
If I can explain that about the box office thing real quick, because we also talked about in the Discord. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez did well at Madison Square Garden, and he had been sold out, I think, 2 weeks earlier. So Rivalry just posted that after the fight. I don't know if you were behind on that or not, but it's been known for 2 weeks that they actually sold it out. And it's like New Jersey guy and a New York guy. Wow, they sold out. I mean, I'm not that surprised. But the point is, Shakur Stevenson, I think in the next fight he's gonna do well because of the mystique. I mean, they're giving him a big bump here. The media are putting him a big. Max Kellerman said, "Put that in the Louvre," which is the French museum there with the modern art and all that. So he's saying that it was a masterpiece. That's how far they're going. They're really deep-throating Shakur Stevenson. So that goes a long way when it comes to a fighter's mystique and maybe selling at the gate. But what I'm saying is long-term, because I don't find Shakur Stevenson boring per se in the sense that it's the like what he did against Los Santos. That's a 10 out of 10 in the boring scale. Against Hartunonian, I was okay with that fight, and I've said it numerous times because I already knew that even if he pressed ahead, it wasn't going to be the most entertaining thing, but it wasn't going to be quite like the Los Santos. I was fine with that. But the reason why people walked out of that fight is because they thought that Shakur Stevenson, they painted him like he was Roy Jones or something, or Jaron Ennis, and he was going to stop this dude. And they found out the hard way. And I think that's what's going to happen with Shakur Stevenson. Even when he said he's most entertaining, most of the rounds still look the same. There's no ebb and flow. There's no drama, which is what fans want to see. And I think that's why I was saying in the Discord that they're going to have to match him tough every single time. It's going to have to be near 50-50 fights the way the Lopez one was, because otherwise people are not going to find that interesting. I mean, if he goes in there against Barboza, a fight after the next one, people are going to say, well, why should I pay to go see that? It's going to be 12 rounds of just Shakur Stevenson making the guy miss.
He doesn't even want to stay at 140. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's going to be interested in that. And by the way, you look at this.
People are there for Dalton Smith.
And by the way,
fight every 2 months.
Shakur is at that point.
He needs to fight every 2 months.
When Shakur is that great, if Shakur is that great, every fight has to be great at this point. Like, so we have Hitchens, Matias, Puello. He'll never fight on the. He wants to go back down to 135. What's at 135?
Don't forget Russell. He can fight Russell and unify the weight.
That would be great, Dirk. But apparently he wants to go back down. So why back down? Like, does he think he's gonna get the Davis fight? No, he won't. So he's gonna be just talking about, I can't get that.
If he goes down, he can fight Murataya, man. If he goes down, like, it's still a bitch move. But if he goes down, he fights Murataya.
There's Mason Schofield. Is he gonna fight those guys?
So if he goes back down and fights Murataya, that's a bitch move.
No, it is a bitch move because you went up to 140.
It's the only option.
And then you're a big ass dude, and you're avoiding 140 challenges, so you go down to 135.
There's three names. There's three
you know
names.
why I'm saying it's a bitch ass move?
There's three names.
Because he doesn't want to stay in 140. He wants to go down in 135 and never go back up. He's saying he's too small, even though he's not.
He looked bigger than
better than a lot of guys that at 140 right now.
I'm not saying the challenge with Muay Thai is a bad idea. I'm saying that he wants to go down and fight 135 and never decide to go back up because he thinks of himself too small. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's a bitch move. I'm not saying he's going to go down 135 and fight 135 against Muay Thai and then go back to 140. That's not a bitch move. What I'm saying is he doesn't want to stay at 140 or even go higher. That's why it's a bitch move. But he's still talking about Conor Benn.
My personal thought, I don't think he's going to go back down. I think he's going to stay at 140, though. That's just what I think.
Well, he's not going to go back down without a belt now.
Well, exactly. So they're already preparing everything. Like he has no belt. He doesn't have anything. So he's gonna stay at 140. Or maybe you even move to 147, because he said he doesn't want to fight his brother, Keyshawn, right?
Well,
and Keyshawn is apparently the number one contender, right? For the
there's plenty of fights outside of
for his 140 title.
The
one he just
WBO.
has.
Yeah. So if Shakur vacates the WBO, then Keyshawn's gonna probably get that belt emailed to him.
So Shakur just ducked Keyshawn. Period. That's what he did. I don't care if their fake relationship. He ducked him. I think Shakur thinks Keyshawn. I think Shakur believes Keyshawn will beat him. I think he thinks he'll beat him.
I have a question.
I have a question. The way they talk about each other, you could tell that Shakur usually gets the upper hand on.
Yeah.
I think Shakur fears him.
Hey, I have a question. I have a question. After hold on. After Barbosa lost to Teofimo Lopez, did he fight again?
No.
Yeah. I think he'll fight again.
No. Did he fight again? Did he fight? Did he have a fight after the?
After Barbosa,
okay.
no.
Where's Teofimo Lopez in the rankings now? Why is he completely gone?
Oh, he's not too far on there.
No, in the Ring magazine. Like they completely removed Teofimo Lopez, but I see Barbosa there.
He said he was going to He went to 147. That's what he said.
Oh,
they want him. They want to go to 147.
Where is he? Okay.
Which is a terrible move.
Look, Tio outclassed Barbosa. I don't think Barbosa
small. But that fight was
small for 147.
Barbosa looked like 154 pounds.
Look, man, if you can make another pound for pound level type guy like Tio look like an amateur or damn near
Barbosa, Cambosos did.
I'm not too sure if the fight was for real, man.
Like an amateur. He fought like a fucking amateur.
Cambosos made Teofimo look like just some street brawler or something.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about Cambosos being some sort of.
But
he dropped him.
Sandor Martin dropped him twice. But that's what I'm saying is when we're talking about this leap to number 2 pound for pound, you're not hurting the guy. You're not wobbling him. You're not stepping to him. You're not walking him down. Whatever you want to call it. Like you can't really fucking put him up to number 2.
We have to.
I didn't put him at number 2. I don't know who.
By the way,
he's number 1.
They say
he needs to fight Devin Haney or Keyshawn Davis. I think both can get up there on the top 3 level. He needs both of them on his resume.
Stevenson
be on that list pretty soon too.
Stevenson's called. I kept hearing Stevenson 4-time division champion. Officially, yes, he's a titleist, but when he stay at lightweight, What was it? It was a win against Cepeda.
I want a body.
What else was
there? That's a good win.
Did he beat? Yeah, it's a good win. Did he beat Cruz, Murataya, Davis, who's been there for a long time, Mason Schofield? Did he beat Baranchi?
I want a body.
Did he beat? There's
Cepeda is better than.
Yeah, but it's one win. So it's they're when they mention 4th division champion, you're thinking this guy is moving in. He's dominating every division he moves up to, but that's not the case.
Yeah. Well, that's a pay to win. Inoue.
That's
a pay to win. It's not going to last too long because look, if Kid Austin goes there and knocks out Zepeda, what's Shakur going to look like?
True.
He's going to look like shit.
I don't know if he's going to knock out Zepeda.
Well,
we'll see.
Okay,
he probably will.
But can I finish my point about that moving up to a division and dominating? There's a difference between moving up a division, grabbing a belt, and then going to the next division and doing something else. You didn't really dominate that division. You didn't dominate it at all. When it comes to Inoue, he stays in the division, grabs all the belts, makes a statement. I'm the guy in the division. There's no one else, and then he moves up to the next one. Well, he didn't do it at 115, but he's done it in other divisions, 118, 122 now. So
but you know what? You see, that's an interesting thing. Yeah. People do the same things. Sometimes people can do the same thing with Inoue if they overlook the whole. They go 4 division, but 115. Let's not forget he did score.
Yeah.
Right, he didn't fight Chocolatito or Estrada.
Yeah.
So that's the way they do it. If you want to aggrandize somebody's record, you skip all those things.
Yeah.
But okay, so where are we at? So then we've ironed out this whole thing about us being biased. That we supposedly criticize certain fighters, but we don't want to criticize others. We've ironed that out. We've ironed out the fact that the debate is open because it is a debate about Shakur Stevenson leaping all the way to number 2 pound for pound. We agree that he's a good defensive fighter. We agree that he's going to be very difficult to fight. Oh, by the way, that just reminds me. Hold on, that's the thing, because we were talking about potential opponents. Brian Norman Sr. said before the Haney fight that the Haneys would have rather fought Shakur Stevenson, and that's the fight they were shopping for. But then, for whatever reason, it didn't happen, and then they chose Norman's. And he was trying to say, you see, we're more dangerous than Shakur Stevenson. Do you guys find that believable? Do you think that Devin Haney actually found a Norman fight more dangerous because he's a puncher, as opposed to Stevenson, who he's just going to outbox you for 12 rounds, but you're not going to walk away hurting real bad the next day? Do you guys believe that?
Oh, yeah. Norman's more dangerous. Norman is more dangerous. He is.
No, I don't believe that. That was.
Of course, he is.
I don't know. He looked very dangerous.
He looks more dangerous than Shakur. Let's be honest. He looks a lot more dangerous than Shakur. That's for sure.
Well, yeah. If you're a casual, you believe that shit. Just like you would have said the same thing about Tio. Is more dangerous than Shakur versus Devin.
I don't even think Shakur won that fight.
I want to see.
And I said it before.
Picking him apart, what? Tap jabs? Give me a break, bro.
Shakur
He didn't hurt nobody.
Shakur versus Hitchens.
He didn't hurt anybody, okay? He didn't hurt anybody. Devin Haney will score very easy, okay? Just like I said, Brian Norman's going to get dropped. I said Brian Norman's going to get dropped and Haney's going to beat him easy. What did he do? He beat him easy. There you go. Now do the same question. What threat should Shakur pose against that guy? What threat? Badoink! There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
He wouldn't even beat Keyshawn for getting Shakur Stevenson.
Don't believe anything you hear over here, bro. They're all racist.
Here's another question, though. Because that's what I wanted to lead. I wanted to lead off to that from the whole thing of, well, did you believe what Norman was saying? Now, do you think Devin Haney gives Shakur Stevenson a much tougher fight than Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah, stylistically, absolutely. Because more than likely, Shakur's going to be the one to press the issue. And he's got to deal with that length. He's going to deal with that length and that jab. So it'll be interesting how Shakur deals with that.
Yeah, he'll deal with it by losing.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. That's what I want to say. Contrary to popular opinion, I do give Shakur Stevenson praise in certain things, and that's the thing. The defense. I've been saying it for months now. Devin Haney does not have great defense. If you read ESPN at the end of the year when they put Haney back on the pound for pound list, they go, he put on a brilliant display of boxing against Norman. He dipped below the waist and clinched so many times, and he would pump the guy with a jab and then clinch. That's not great defense. That's you pumping a guy and then grabbing him so that he can't punch you.
Yeah,
that's cheating according to the rule book. So if you watch that, and I know it was a long time, but if you rewatch that Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney sparring session, there were two, but I'm talking about the longer one where there's actually sound. You see that the first 2 rounds, what the fuck? Who's getting strangled?
That's amazing. Somebody's struggling.
Someone's recording us, not film. But if you watch the first 2 rounds, it's close. But then Shakur Stevenson starts making him miss more cleanly. And what does Haney start doing? Grabbing one arm and punching. He starts wrestling, in other words. And I think actually you hear Bill Haney saying, yeah, that's right, wrestle with him. That's all they have. That's the weapon. Yeah. And so it's not great defense, and the referees allow it. And because they allow it, I think that's why it would make for a more difficult fight. Because whereas Teofimo Lopez, go ahead.
He would do the same thing to Shakur. Actually, Shakur's not very physical. I think Haney would bully him. He would bully him. Like it would be pathetic how much he would bully him. He'd be ragdolling his ass. He would literally ragdoll.
BD, I'm sorry, I was strangling Sobers on the back.
Brian Norman is a big, strong guy, and this guy bullied his ass. What do you think Shakur's going to do?
Your little hands won't fit around my neck, bro.
And they're both snack fighters. They're both snack guys. Haney got that. He got that Ron Perlman strength, Hellboy style.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to do is go choke someone from Turkey. Go get some revenge.
Exactly.
Your mama disagrees, Sobers.
Jeez,
wow. Really? You're gonna say something like that? It's disgusting.
I think that one would sell. I think that one would sell well. I think Haney versus Stevenson. I don't know about the pay-per-views because again, they don't release. The Zone doesn't release pay-per-view numbers anymore. Ever since the Sheik came along, they keep that on the hush hush. So who knows how many pay-per-views they're doing? But what was I gonna say? So yeah, I think Haney versus Shakur Stevenson, that they should make that one right away. Because honestly, how many people here would be excited? Shakur Stevenson versus Arnold Barboza. Would you really go? That's gonna sell.
No.
I would love to see somebody cheese Shakur worse than he cheeses. They'd be like, and then grab him and then run around. Shakur's like, he's running after.
Pillow rating. I will get my pillow rating because it's the most boring.
Hey guys, I have a question. Can Shakur be in an exciting fight, and who would that be against?
I mean, he was just in one. Was the thing.
It might be Haney.
Okay, so
that was
exciting for you.
No,
Okay,
he wasn't
okay.
exciting.
For third, that was exciting. Any other opponent?
No, I think he's just gonna do what he does.
That's right.
That's right. He's good at what he does. Why would he do anything different? His style is to keep that length with that jab and not engage. The moment he engages, he could get slept. His whole thing is what we've seen. Stay away, do as little as possible and get the win.
That's the problem. That's why I asked the question. I don't see how he gets into an understanding fight. And that's gonna hurt his career.
One fight that could. Go ahead, Gypsy, and then I go next, please.
I was gonna say the most exciting is gonna be Shakur versus Keyshawn because they know each other, and I think Keyshawn got a few tricks up his sleeve that could work and really hurt him. Other than that, Haney will get outboxed. It'll be a boring ass fucking fight.
I would never.
I thought at first I had Haney winning that fight, but now I don't have Haney winning that fight.
That's my brother.
Gypsy, are you doing this on purpose of calling these guys by the first names? Because it pisses me off.
Oh, I wasn't calling them all first names. I said Stevenson. You heard it wrong.
I said Keyshawn, Dave. You said Keyshawn instead of Davis.
Oh, it's because I'm strangling somebody over here. That's the problem.
Current Keyshawn.
I was gonna say that we have a fight coming up on February the 21st, which is Boris Garcia, and on the undercard we got Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hero. I think the winner of that one, depending on how they look, that could be a good stop because especially Gary Antoine Russell, because he's essentially a little bit like Cepeda, but with quicker hands. So if that's the style that gives Shakur Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson trouble, then maybe that would be the perfect one. Well, I think Haney, Gary Antoine Russell. Again, it depends on what you mean by exciting, Pucho. Because again, like I said, a guy like Stevenson, he's always going to be able to shut out the other guy's offense a little bit more than the average guy. And if you shut out the other guy's offense, then it doesn't exactly make for the most interesting fight or the most entertaining fight for
because he's jumping, but he's waiting for you to throw a punch and he leaps back 5 feet. That's his game. That's why he won't beat Haney. Haney's just gonna wait and move and jump back. And move
based on what I'm hearing, hold on, Gypsy. Can Shakur Stevenson become the face of boxing, as they're saying? So he's gonna be like a Mayweather, Pacquiao, whatever, Canelo.
No, never.
He said he is.
Let me respond to that real quick.
That's terrible.
So he does have an opportunity over guys like Benavidez for that reason because there's actual names around his weight class. David Benavidez doesn't have that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
It's nobody at 190.
There's better names. Yes. No.
David has Bivol, Better BF. He's got some guys there.
But
it's not enough, man. Those guys are old.
But the question, will Shakur fight these guys? Because, it's nice that they're around, but will he actually fight them? Now, he fought Teofimo Lopez, but now he's saying, instead of staying at 140 where the action is, right, you're saying with the names, they're at 140, 147, and what is Shakur saying? I'm going to go back down to 135. I don't like that.
I think he still wants that tank fight. I think he's going to get that tank fight eventually because that motherfucker's going to want to get paid. He's not, he's sitting at home or in jail, wherever the fuck he is. He's going to want to get paid, and they're going to give him a lot of money to fight Shakur. And he will lose that fight.
That begs the question, because I said it 2 years ago. I said, if there's a fight that could do over 500 times the pay-per-view buys in the lightweight division, it's Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis. Because those guys, people know who they are, the Wall Star hip-hop and all that. So I do think the average, more than average quantity of people would pay the actual pay-per-view for that and not go with the Fire Stick. But Tank Davis, though, that's the X factor because I don't know if you guys saw, but he broke his, what do they call it, parole or... What was he on this time? Parole or the other one, probation? Yeah. One of those, right? One of those.
I'm not sure what he did, but he got bailed out, and then they put another warrant out for him. I think he possibly broke that no contact order. He wasn't supposed to go near his victim or none of that. So he probably went to go knock on her door. I was like, "Come on, baby, you got to talk to them folks."
I like how Silver says that as if he's overheard that a million times over there. down in Georgia.
I love you.
But,
I love you.
But so okay, so Eve, look, listen, he's already.
Just talk to him.
People forget that.
Come on back.
Come on, let's squabble. Let's squabble. But
he
you know,
we were just squabbling, baby. Tell them folks that.
I don't know why you give me your phone and then you don't answer. But you know, I was saying the what's his name? Yeah, so he's already people forget. He ran into a pregnant woman and then fled the scene when she was bleeding and looking at him, straining his eyes and begging for help. He just turned and walked away, or ran away. Actually, I think
she's bleeding.
They didn't lock him up for that initially. They gave him a slap on the wrist. He violated parole, probation, whatever, and that's why they ended up locking him up. So now it looks even worse that he goes on the run. They arrest him. They give him bail again, another slap on the wrist. They actually let him go, and again he's fucking up. So I think this time maybe let's say they give him 3 years, right? Let's say they give him 3 years inside. He's 31 now, right? If I'm not mistaken, or 30.
30?
No idea.
Around that age.
3 years. Let's say they give him 3 years, right? He's a little butterball. His advantage is the reflexes with the counterpunching and the power. He delivers a one punch bomb and usually bails him out. But what if he goes out 3 years out in the joint? He comes out. He's gonna need tune-ups. By the time that he fights Stevenson, if Stevenson's still even around, he's 34. That's a hard sell for 3 years.
It's looking bad.
I disagree with the slap on the wrist. I think they slapped him on the ass because he was crying on a mugshot.
No, I think that was a Photoshop. I don't think he was actually.
Because you say slap on the wrist, I mean he's weeping, so I'm thinking they slapped him on the ass.
Unless somebody's able to talk to the higher ups and say, you know what, there's this fight out there that's worth a lot of money. Can we get him out? Keep him out for 1 year, and maybe he doesn't go to jail. I don't know, but if he does for 3 years or 2 years, that fight becomes a hard sell.
You can't put a guy with hair like that in prison for too long. They just don't let you.
Yeah, I don't have my hopes.
Look at that toy behind him. What is that? What is that toy?
Astro Boy or something.
With the tall boot.
Steve,
I'm just over here lounging, having a good time.
In order to beat Stevenson, you got to be very fleet-footed. You got to be very mobile. Only those guys can be. Moratai is good speed, but he's not as fleet-footed as what I saw from Keyshawn Davis. And Edward Dos Santos actually beat Shakur, but he got robbed.
He's the only guy.
He's the only one that got that. He should give an L to Shakur. No one else should, realistically, at this point. But yeah, you need something that a guy with power and is very fleet-footed. Tio is fleet-footed.
You need somebody that can close distance, and a great counterpuncher with power in both hands. That guy doesn't exist in weight classes, bro. It would be like a Terrence Crawford. It would be a Terrence Crawford. Somebody like Crawford will beat Shakur Stevenson, but there is no Terrence Crawford.
Nah. Shakur could doink him and beat him. I could see that's very easy.
What do you think about? I made a poll here. I posted a poll yesterday. Who wins, Manny Pacquiao or Shakur Stevenson in their prime? Obviously,
Manny would murder him. Of course.
Yeah, some people were saying that. Just look at the Floyd fight, and
100%.
And then they were saying, well, Pacquiao, he lost to the Australian guy, math teacher. I forgot his fucking name.
Well, he actually didn't lose to him, and that's
he got knocked out.
Take.
He got knocked out multiple times. He has multiple losses. I mean, it's just
stupid,
frustrating how some of these people don't get it.
I mean, okay, when we look at Pacquiao's career, what's the one style he always struggled with? It was counterpunches, right?
No, it wasn't, because he beat the shit out of Floyd. Did Floyd hurt Manny Pacquiao?
I mean, he beat.
Did he?
Okay, but Floyd is not the only counterpuncher he fought.
Floyd hurt Manny Pacquiao.
Marcus is one of the best counterpunchers of all time. Marcus is.
Exactly.
He lost.
Timothy Bradley is also a pretty good counterpuncher.
He Manny beat the shit out of him. Manny beat the fuck out of him. Come on, that guy never beat Manny.
Shakur is better than both of those guys. He's better than Bradley.
Bradley would beat Shakur.
And the reason why I brought this because Dirk said somebody that can cut the distance.
Manny wouldn't be able to close the distance.
And then somebody says Manny wouldn't be able to close the distance. Is this guy joking? Isn't that what he was the best at?
Floyd ran the whole fight. He was on the best. The guys are so stupid.
Manny would have a very hard time, man. I'm just being honest.
Being honest, it wouldn't be hard at all. You beat him very easy. That's a nothing fight. Marquez is way more dangerous than Shakur. Way more dangerous.
Well, we got here at two extremes, though. We have one guy saying, "No, he beats him easy," and then the other guy.
What is he going to beat him with? But doinks? He's going to keep him way with.
Hold on.
I mean,
If I may weigh in here, the people with good footwork could neutralize Pacquiao's offense somewhat and go the distance. Because remember, there was a point where Pacquiao, all these guys would get hit early on, and they would get dropped, like Mosley and Bradley. Well, Bradley didn't go down, but he was stumbling all over the place.
Oh, he did.
These guys would go down early, but they would go down early, and then they was, you know what, screw this, I'm just gonna get on my bike. And I think Stevenson could do that. Now the question is, could he land enough punches?
Yeah.
To outbox Pacquiao, and I don't know, because we were talking about how Cepeda gave him trouble with the volume. That was the thing that's what made Pacquiao an all-time great. Is that not only did he have that enviable mix of speed and power, but could also throw about 700, 800 punches per fight. That's pretty much fucking
over 1,000 before. He shot Joshua Clottey, who turned to a turn, and he hit him 1,000 times.
That was a more stationary guy, but I agree. He had the ability to throw a lot of shots. I don't know if he threw 1,000, but I have to check.
Yeah, it was 1,000. I think it was actually over 1,000.
This is where you got Cepeda, for example. Cepeda, you guys like Cepeda fight. It wasn't that Cepeda forced him in that fight. I think Shakur Stevenson wanted to make it look like
that's called the bullshit narrative that they're all spreading around.
And then Shakur said, "I'll never fight like that again." Like he didn't want to fight like that. He wasn't comfortable because he was not comfortable. That's why he said he doesn't want to fight like that again.
It's not like Abdullah Mason
have that kind of
That's a dumb narrative.
He could have chose not to fight him and like wait.
No. That's the whole point. Is oh my god. Why would why did he just do it?
Camboso dropped Tio. Okay, he dropped him. He beat him up, so he could beat Manny Pacquiao, right? He could beat prime Manny Pacquiao also. That's just a fact.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say he just like how Crawford lured Canelo with the marginal fight. I think with the
it was a plan. He lured him. What are you saying? What are you saying here?
Well, now it's what this guy got better defense than Floyd Mayweather.
I heard it from the horse.
Yo, bullshit.
Tio said it with his own mouth. He saw the thing fight, the Cepeda fight, and he's like, "Oh, he's food." He believed that was it. But I think that was
that Shakur did it on purpose.
I'm saying he did it on purpose.
Okay, well that's listen. You could be right, you could be wrong, and there's no evidence though. It's just.
Maybe not on purpose in terms of getting Tio in there, but more to get more fame. But it kind of worked in that favor. But Terrence definitely fucking did it to get Canelo in there, that's for sure.
I mean, Farmer looked far better than Doug. Farmer dropped Cepeda. He actually gave him a real fight. Yeah. Shakur really didn't give that guy much of a fight. He just turtled up like a little bitch and went 12 rounds. Farmer was like, boom, boom, boom. And he's hitting him all these big punches, dropping him and everything. But Shakur's amazing. He can beat Manny Pacquiao. Like, this shit is stupid. It's beyond stupid.
Farmer, who was a 130 pounder, he's a small guy. He's a small lightweight.
Yeah.
And he managed to drop Cepeda. And Shakur, who looked big.
Remember how many big shots
Shakur
he hit
looked big against Teofimo Lopez. And this guy's a welterweight. This guy is a welterweight.
He lumped up Tio's face, though, that's for sure. Even though Tio punched him in the spot, he lumped his face up.
Someone said that he put on a beating on Teofimo. Somebody said Shakur Stevenson put on a beating on Teofimo Lopez. Look at his face. I'm like, there was not much on the face. There was a cut. When you have a cut, it bleeds. When it bleeds, it's dramatic. It's very dramatic. Look at his face. There's blood all over. You just wipe that off, and you don't see anything. It was dripping blood, and it looks like very dramatic. That's it.
But they don't care what caused it. They don't care if it was from a punch or a headbutt. They don't care.
Right? But look, he got all beat up. There's blood. Come on, because there's blood.
And again, to Tio's credit, Tio won almost every single round against Barbosa. Got hit with one solid shot walking into an overhand right, I think that was, and that was it. He got busted up just off of one hit. So from Barbosa, just one hit. And so it's not too much to give too much credit to Shakur for the bruising and
the Shakur on top of that. He does the same thing. He calls him Shakur. People call him Shakur. That football guy that you played too.
It's Kerr.
They call him Shakur. I heard some people call him Shakur.
Curly
And I
fries.
thought
How about that?
I thought I had an accent. But you know what? I know it's already late here, so I don't think we're going to get into this now. But before we even get into Stevenson versus Pacquiao, I think we could actually just go Stevenson versus Lomachenko, which is a fight that could have happened. But
well, if you use a triangle theory, which is gonna people, this is what they're gonna do, right? Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko. Shakur beat Teofimo Lopez. Therefore, he beats Lomachenko. He would have beaten Lomachenko. So, yeah, that's pretty.
But I mean, yeah, Cambosos beat Lopez.
Look,
but he couldn't beat Lomachenko.
Lomachenko is too small at 135. That's what it is. That's his main issue at 135. He's too little. Shakur will beat him just off of that alone.
I'm finally hearing this from you, Dirk, after all these years.
Well, I'm just being honest. If Devin Haney can give you problems, somebody as skilled as Shakur is going to beat you.
We've been saying this forever. He was smaller, but yeah.
That's why I respect Lomachenko, because when he fought Lopez, shoulder injury or whatever, but in the last 5 rounds when he had to go get it, he pushed the guy back.
I'm telling you right now, if there was a rematch with Teo, Lomachenko would have stopped. He knew it. That's why.
I documented that in that, but unfortunately, we had to take the video down. We had to take it down. But in that Box's Most Shocking Moment of 2021, I detailed the whole narrative of Lopez. After the fight, they said, we're not going to give him a... First, they said that, yeah, there was going to be a rematch, I think. And then they said, no, we're not going to give him a rematch because they disrespected us. Meanwhile, the only people that disrespected anybody were the Lopez. Remember when Lopez Sr. was drunk in the lobby of a hotel and he went after the Lomachenko's? So that really makes no sense. Then he said, we get disrespected in some ways. I'm not going to tell you what they were. So, okay, what the fuck? They were making shit up. Then they said, yeah, we're going to fight him. Then they said, no. Then Bob Arum was on with Teofimo Lopez Sr. on ESPN. He said, we're working on the rematch. It's looking good. And then Teofimo Lopez Sr. goes, oh, it's going to be amazing. Sort of like adding to the fact that, yeah, we're going to make it happen. And then they never made it happen.
But that's what Teofimo Lopez's dad sounded like? You sound like the Deontay guy.
Yeah.
Well, but there's a reason. What I'm saying is there's a reason why none of these dudes ever gave Lomachenko a rematch. I know people dislike Lomachenko because, yeah, the ESPN and Tom Brady did try to hype him up initially. But let's face the fact. Salido hit him in the balls a million times. Didn't want to fight, give him a rematch. Lopez didn't want to give him a rematch. Haney certainly didn't want to give him a rematch. And even though that fight actually was controversial because Lopez, I do think he beat Lomachenko. Haney, I don't think he did, and that deserved a rematch.
This is the blemish on.
He beat Haney very clearly. He beat Haney.
This is the blemish on Teo's career. He lost to Cambosos, never gave him a rematch. But Cambosos goes in there with Lomachenko knocks him out.
True.
This is a big. This is why Lomachenko is, somewhat underrated. Nobody really underrates him, but they really try to underrate him.
Of course they do, and he goes beyond
really try to
underrating.
In their subconscious, they know what they're looking at, but in reality, they would just say something else. But reality, everybody knows who the fuck Lomachenko is. Well, they call him the Great Lomachenko for a reason. It's not for just fucking good fighter.
My criticism of Lomachenko was that to get to this level of boxing, all of these dudes have egos, right? And Lomachenko, even though he wasn't a big talker or whatever, you could tell that he had an ego and about it. When he dropped Comey, he should have went after him. He should have finished him. Instead, what did he do? He looks at the corner and goes, hey, you better stop the fight because I'm going to hurt him. That's ego right there. That's him thinking, I'm such a fucking beast. You better stop or I'm going to kill him. And what did he do? He gave Comey time to recover and he couldn't stop him. And it's the same thing. They're saying that it's the same thing against Lopez. They said he knew he was hurt, but he said, fuck it. I've been hurt before or whatever. I'm going to be with him.
I think one of the most talented fighters. I think he's one of the most talented fighters ever, Lomachenko, but the only thing that separates him from like GOAT status, right? Because he's legendary for sure. But I'm talking about GOAT status, is that, like what you said, that ego shit. Like, dude, when you have somebody hurt, handle your business, bro. There's no need for showmanship. Just handle your business. Don't let the guy off the hook. Because you could tell. Yeah, he likes Comey and everything, but after that, he tried to finish Comey and he couldn't. Because you lost your moment. You lost that moment when you started playing these little games. And at the end of the day, Comey's still a fucking man like you are, and he's not gonna let you embarrass him.
Yep, exactly. Well said. Yeah.
When you're
by the way, I want to remind people that's a great point, Recognize. Yeah, you're right because those guys, I think they used to park together or something. And that's what I remember. Jimmy said that after the day after. He said, "Well, it's because he didn't want us to hurt him because they were friends." But I'm thinking, there's no such thing as friends in the ring. I remember Barrera. He tortured Johnny Tapia for 11 rounds with a jab, and people were saying, "Oh yeah, he doesn't want to hurt him. That's why he's just jabbing him." But I mean, it didn't look like that. He was jabbing his head off. And then in the last round, he opens up with like a 20-punch combination. I said, "What the fuck?" If that's how he treats his friends, I don't want to see how he treats his enemies. But even then, man, you gotta stop. I want a body. But that's what I was saying about Lomachenko is he had a bit of an ego where he went in there against Lopez and said, fuck it, I can, I can. And also, I mean, I respect the fact that he wanted to serve his country, but man, he would have beaten the crap out of Cambosos. He would have been the champion. It was just bad fortune. It was just bad fortune.
As small as Lomachenko was when he first went up to 135, when he first went up. So he's obviously younger. He beat, no matter his small size, he beats Devin Haney worse. He beats Shakur Stevenson because I still have yet to see the best of Shakur Stevenson. If you're telling me the Tio fight is the best one, in my mind, the Lomachenko that first went up to 135, he beats that Shakur too.
He's not beating Shakur, and I don't even think he would beat somebody like Keyshawn.
Easy work. Easy work. That's easy fucking work. Give me a break. Easy work. Come on. Look at that guy's head. Snip, snip, boom, boom. He be dancing around that motherfucker. Come on.
You're laughing. I think Keyshawn probably might stop Lomachenko.
That's some easy work.
I'm laughing. The reason why I'm laughing is because the way he just says it with so much certainty, like now easy work.
Yeah, because why did Shakur duck his ass? Shakur ducked his ass for a reason. You know they sparred together, right? They sparred together. He was shook. He never wanted to fight him.
Dirk, give me Keyshawn's best performance and against who?
Shook.
I mean, it's been a couple. I would say his last two, which was Barachenk and Jermaine Ortiz.
Okay, so you're telling me that when Loma first went up, when Loma was in his absolute prime, he couldn't do that to that type of level of competition?
Don't talk shit about Shakur.
He fought Jermaine Ortiz, and the main reason Jermaine Ortiz gave him so many problems is because of just the sheer size of Jermaine Ortiz. Now you put in somebody much more talented like Keyshawn Davis.
I'll give you this. Keyshawn probably could beat a guy like Loma because of his size, but it's not because he's
he's a big guy, man. Another welterweight, another junior middleweight.
He's too big. Not only is he too big for Loma, but Keyshawn is a silver medalist in the Olympics. Take away his power, the motherfucking box. He's very skilled. Like you saw it.
He's silver.
You saw it in the fight against Ortiz. Like we all see that in this new era, these guys can't cut off the ring. But I think Keyshawn did a good job cutting off the ring against Ortiz. He showed that. He's a complete fighter. There's not too many of those guys that are.
Ortiz he didn't, I think he did do a good job of cutting the ring off, but he didn't want to go on the inside. But he did the right thing of keeping him. We talked about that after the show, that he did the right thing of keeping him at bay, letting Ortiz burn himself out. And but I wanted to say something about the Shakur Stevenson versus Lomachenko. I remember when they sparred, I think 2 weeks before the Haney fight or something, before Lomachenko's fight with Haney, I think he sparred Shakur Stevenson. And then after the fight, Shakur Stevenson said, "Wow, I didn't know Lomachenko was that good because when we sparred, I thought he was looking old or something." So I think maybe what Lomachenko did in that one, maybe he held back or something. He doesn't want to show.
No, he didn't spar him at that time. He sparred Shakur when Shakur was 17.
But didn't he spar? There was a photo of them sparring, I think, 2 weeks before the Haney fight.
You talking about Devin Haney and Shakur? Devin Haney?
No, Haney, Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson.
Okay. Shakur pissed himself.
I'm talking about Lomachenko. Shakur Stevenson.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think, real quick. I think this is just my opinion. I think that Shakur is a little bit nervous of fighting Devin Haney, and I'm gonna tell you why. Listen. Before Dirk gets upset about this, the reason why I feel like he might be a little bit afraid is because the one thing Devin Haney does, he's a pressure fighter, especially for Shakur Stevenson, who's not that powerful, and he'll grab Shakur He'll grab him and wear on him and wear on him. And then throw punches. I think that there's a good chance Shakur knows he'll lose, and especially when it comes to status, mainstream status. Like, he doesn't have one over Devin Haney. So if it's a close fight, they might give it to Devin Haney. And so that's why you see Keyshawn calling out Devin Haney. That's my personal belief. I think that's what's going on there.
What do you mean when you say Haney's a pressure guy?
Well, okay. When you saw him spar with Shakur has no power, so there's nothing to respect there. So you do that in front of Devin Haney, he's going to come forward. He's going to definitely come forward because he's not afraid of anything that Shakur has. Maybe Shakur could catch him on some sneaky punches later on in the fight. And I think Shakur looks at that as like, yo, this dude's going to also, on top of that, he's going to be holding me at the same time.
There's two caveats there. One, the sparring with bigger gloves, and two, they were kids, like literally teenagers.
I understand what you're saying, Dirk. But Dirk, do you agree that there's a good chance Devin Haney does not get hurt at all by Shakur?
I mean, you catch a guy that right. I mean, fucking JoJo
Lopez. The beginning, more likely in the beginning. What do you think will happen? More likely in the beginning. You think he's going to be hurting him with punches?
I think he can hurt Devin. JoJo Diaz hurt fucking Devin Haney.
Devin's going to look for a clinch, and he's not going to be able to find it. That fool's feet is so much better than Devin Haney's. Shakur's, that is Stevenson.
I'm not saying Shakur.
No, it isn't. He does the same shit. He just does it a little better. He does it just as good as
Shakur sees that.
You know what, though? I understand what Reckon is saying now, because it's true. I remember when Jim Lambley, they asked him who would win between Crawford and Mayweather. And he picked Mayweather because he said it's very difficult to fight a guy who doesn't give a shit about the crowd. Meaning, if he wants to stink the joint out, he's going to stink out the joint and make it very hard for you to fight him. Now, some people say, well, that sounds like Shakur Stevenson. I think it's more Devin Haney, because Devin Haney, like Recognize is saying, he will clinch, dip below the waist, he will make it a wrestling match, and the refs allow it. So I think
he's dirty too. He's dirty as fuck as well. You go low.
I understand that real quick. I understand that the sparring session was when they were like 17 or something, but that's essentially Devin Haney still to this day. He still, when things go wrong, plan B is to just wrestle.
I think Keyshawn Davis, and don't take this the wrong way, I personally think Keyshawn Davis is a better talent than Shakur, but more importantly, he has that better style to hurt a guy like Devin Haney. He's very linear, throws a lot of power punches, and that could hurt a guy like Devin Haney. When Shakur,
for sure.
Dirk is right. Shakur could hurt him, but I could see it later on in the fight where he might not have that in him, because this guy's going to zap all of that by fucking clinching him. And he's going to be probably bigger than Shakur. Probably going to be bigger than him.
You guys were talking about Shakur versus Loma, right? And I say 135, Loma would have beaten him. But this Shakur at 140, maybe it's because he's more...
Yeah, I think he's bigger.
Yeah, he's bigger at 140, so he's just gonna have. He would beat Loma at 140, but 135.
What is he gonna beat him with? What is he gonna beat him with? What, a touch jab?
He might just beat him with
a touch jab. That's just
at a range, and he's gonna make it very difficult for a smaller man.
You slip, you throw more jabs. All you gotta do is get in range. All you need to do is get in range. You don't throw combinations versus this guy unless you got him up on the ropes. That's the key.
When guys put it like this, he bounces, he's half across the fucking ring already. He makes a 24-foot ring.
Did you use that to your advantage, like De Los Santos did? Pump out a jab and he jumps 20 feet back. You just keep making him do that.
Santos is the same size. He's actually the same size.
He didn't even beat De Los Santos, really. That was the garbage. He should have been. He didn't beat De Los Santos.
He picked De Los Santos to knock that dude out, but he didn't want to engage with De Los Santos. But De Los Santos is just a speed-footed and same size as Shakur. So that makes sense. But Loma's much smaller than De Los Santos. And he is fleet-footed, but he's just not the right size.
Yeah, Loma's way better than De Los Santos.
Skill, tactic-wise, yes, he is.
Loma's a million times better than that guy. Look, I think Pitbull Cruz would beat Shakur. Pitbull will probably beat Shakur. But he'll never fight him. He's too busy trying to fight drained out guys.
Pitbull Cruz, man.
Yeah. No, he won't. With what? A badoink? I mean, what you guys really overdoing what this guy is?
He's gonna
But a little
badoink him all night.
jab. No, he's not. No, he's not. Because he's going to be so low to the ground, slipping, high guard, coming in on his ass. What is he going to do? He's going to do nothing. He's probably going to lose.
By the way, Shakur has grown as a boxer.
That body's not hard to hit. Tio hit that target many times in that fight. Many, many times. He was the only one that got hurt in that fight. Shakur was the one that got hurt.
He did, but at the same time, I mean, I have to rewatch this fight one more time. Like I said it before, I think there's some shenanigans going on in this fight. But
Pitbull's a little strong guy.
I think Shakur has improved though at his whatever he does. His gay ass tactics of being super defensive and not really taking chances. He's improved in that.
He waits for you to throw a power punch and he leaps back. He leaps back and he waits and he hits you with a touch.
That he's pretty homo.
Yeah. It's not hard to figure out.
Why you gotta call him gay? Wrong.
Because he is.
Well, Davis, you never heard the shit that they talk with him and Davis? Or Davis talks about him is more like it?
We know.
Just because he cried, I don't like to lose. You know,
nah, man. Bro, some weird stuff. The stuff that
I don't like to lose.
He liked to jump over a fucking.
David did some things to him.
Hey, just like people didn't like Floyd either, but the truth is the guy's gonna be pound for pound number one day. Maybe either him or
You're
Bam.
counting your chickens before their eggs.
I can see Bam or Boots or Shakur being pound for pound number one day.
He's gonna be number one.
Is that how the saying is? Isn't it counting your eggs before they hatch?
Yeah. I changed it around.
No, you're right. Counting the chickens before.
Well, that's why I gave 3 names. You know that I can play it safe.
I mean, how are you gonna say this guy's gonna be number one and he hasn't done shit at 135?
Hey, Dirk,
now he wants to fight a drained out Conor Benn, and
is Shakur gonna prove that he's pound for pound the best? Is he gonna fight Devin Haney? Is he gonna fight Keyshawn Davis? Is he gonna fight Ryan Garcia? If he gets past Barrios, is he gonna prove it?
I think he's gonna beat all those guys.
No, of course not. He's too busy trying to fight Conor Benn, a 168 guy at welterweight.
Recognize, I've been talking to you for a while. I've been told you that he's gonna be the last one standing of all these guys. I told you that a long time ago.
I want to see him fight all those guys. I want to see him fight the guys that I just mentioned. You know,
he won't fight.
I'll give him a pass on
Ryan Garcia will be easy work.
I'll give him a pass on Tank because Tank looks like he's lost. You know what I'm saying? So whatever.
Ryan,
I think he'll fight him too.
Ryan,
how
whatever
old
you
is...
want about Ryan, bum or whatever. Ryan has a puncher's chance against any one of these guys.
Right.
Ryan will close the gap.
How old is Shakur Stevenson at this point? He's 26 or
28 years old.
28. Okay, so now this is the time he needs to clean up. At least start cleaning up 140. Like really clean it up. I don't mean just like beat one guy. I mean he needs
with
to.
The way he fights,
guys can fight there.
He can fight for 10 more years with the way he fights.
What's the guy that just beat up Matias?
Dalton Smith.
Dalton Smith.
No,
you have
his hands are shit.
You have Hitchens. You have Hitchens. That's a good fight. You have Russell.
That's not a good fight. That's not a good fight for Shakur. Dalton Smith will be easy work. That's not a good fight.
Okay, I understand, but you understand he has to fight these guys, right? I mean, he needs to fight these people.
Yeah, I know Dalton Smith would beat him because Dalton Smith would beat him. That's the problem.
I mean, you probably think Butcher would beat Shakur at this point. So
Dalton Smith. Oh, I don't need to fight Dalton Smith. Why would he fight him? I mean, come on.
I don't want to hear
Smith
that.
Would beat him, maybe.
He needs to clean up.
Of course, he won't fight. He won't fight anybody. Look, he's calling Conor Benn out.
Well, you know what?
Again, guys, we can look at the division here.
You know why I agree? He's going to be pound for pound number one.
Look at this.
Because they're already pushing him so hard. The media. I mean, they talk about number 2 pound for pound, and it's not making shit up.
The whole division.
If he gets one, if he beats Keyshawn, not Keyshawn Davis. If he beats what's his name, Hitchens. They're gonna push him to the number 1 pound for pound.
I don't care what they do at this point. I mean, they already have some people already have him on number 1. Like some people already have him number 1. We're gonna start debating this.
Man, I'm telling you guys, there's at least 10 names in this like 135, 140.
Matias needs to come back fight. Give him Shakur. He'll probably knock out Shakur. He'll show who's the real.
I know this gonna sound silly.
You know they're both Puerto Rican. That would be a big fight, wouldn't it?
Making him put San Jose.
I know this is gonna sound silly, but Shakur has literally sparred all those guys we named. Even guys
So
like
what?
I don't
Spar him as
care.
well.
So what?
So-
So what?
No,
He's
no, no,
sparring.
no. The reason I'm bringing that up,
So they-
a lot of fighters don't do stuff like that because there's a chance you might get embarrassed, and you know things get leaked, people talk. Shakur,
Shakur's
if he's
special.
willing to spar all these people, that tells you he believes in his skills.
Oh, that's great. Listen, hey,
So,
how about he fights these guys, huh? How about
I
that?
think
Like, I don't care about. Yeah, sure, that's
I mean, he
great.
fought
That's
Tio.
great. No, it's good. That's good. You know, but he needs to fight
like,
this.
I already beat you in
Yeah,
the gym.
yeah.
He's like, I
Like,
beat you in the gym.
let's see it
What
in the
about that kid
ring.
that
Let's
Food
see it
TV's
in the
always
ring.
gassing up
Let's
Kid
see it in the
Austin?
ring. Is that too much
Kid
to ask?
Austin, remember him? You
Yeah, he
remember
ducked
Kid
him.
Austin?
Yeah, I remember
No,
Shakur ducked him.
No, he pretended like he
My
was going
whole
up.
team didn't want me to fight that guy. My whole team.
He just kept saying that over and over. Kid
this
Austin's
dude-
sick.
Isn't that
135.
This
convenient?
dude
Isn't
literally
that
faked his
convenient?
own death. This dude literally
Isn't that-
faked his own death.
Isn't
on his
that
nephew.
convenient?
And then he
Look,
said
but-
we're going to provide proof that we were
And my
poisoned.
whole
Where's the
team
proof?
says not to fight that guy. My whole team.
You know how many times Shakur said that? He's an idiot. He admitted
Where's
that
the
his team
proof?
didn't want him to fight him.
Hey,
And
Dirk,
he came up sick.
Hey, Dirk, are you saying that he tried to do a Machiavelli? He tried to pretend he was
Yeah,
dead?
yeah, that's what he did. And he ducked up.
He asked for it. He asked for it, and then he ducked it. He asked for it.
I like that. Listen, I like that style matchup. The way Kid Austin fights, I
He
want to
wanted
see how
to fight, and he got it. And then he
I
came
wanna
up
see how
sick
Shakur-
magically. They're
I
like,
want
oh,
to see
he's
how
afraid.
Shakur feels that. That I want to see.
That kid can't even beat Abdullah Mason. He should fight
Shakur,
him.
Shakur
Fight
can't deal with
Abdullah
that
Mason,
style.
then you can fight Shakur.
He can't deal
Nah,
with that style. He just can't. That guy would kill him.
Recognize. I think that's the way to go. If they want to put this guy number one and he's the next Floyd, there's only one fight to make, and that's the Davina Hanky fight. We can't let him get away with fighting mid-tier fights.
No,
if that's what they want to do.
Well, if he's number one, number 3 pound for pound, or whatever, yeah, he has to fight.
No, then if he is, he needs to only fight the best, the best of the best.
Exactly.
Frank, what fight you said? What
He's
fight
not
you said?
gonna. He's a cherry picking pussy. He's just gonna.
Davina Hanky fight. That's the only fight. Anything less.
I agree with you. Listen,
cherry
I
picking.
agree. Frank, I agree with you.
He's just
on
gonna
that,
cherry
right?
pick.
But when I saw Keyshawn calling him out, and I understand Keyshawn and Shakur, I said, okay, something tells me this was kind of like, hey, yo, you know what'd be cool? And I'm talking about Shakur's people. Or Shakur, after you beat this Jermaine Ortiz, call out Devin Haney. You know, like they'll use a guy like they'll use a guy like because Keyshawn is a power hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Power hitters always believe they could beat the opponent in front of them. So he's gonna try to knock him out. And they know styles wise that if anybody can upset him like by a knockout, will be a guy like Keyshawn. And there's a good chance Keyshawn gets schooled in that fight as well. But there's a good chance he can punch Devin Haney with a shot that he don't see coming, and Haney doesn't react well. We know that, and it could be over. Shakur can't do that. Shakur cannot do that.
He doesn't have the no.
Yeah,
Keyshawn
he can't do that.
If you go back and watch that Norman fight with Haney, it wasn't like a complete masterclass. I'm like, to be honest with you, like outside the knockdown.
No, Dirk, you're right.
I agree with you. Haney, man. I think he knows he's gonna kill Haney.
I thought
think he's
that
gonna
fight
kill him, man.
Dirk just said, real quick, the fight that Dirk was just talking about, Norman and Haney, I totally agree. Outside of that knockdown in the first or second round, whatever it was, it wasn't a masterclass. That fight was not a masterclass performance. But if you look real carefully at Devin Haney, he was really big, really strong. And he holds on to you. It looks like you can't get out. I'm telling you, man, Shakur might fear that, especially that this guy has A1 status when it comes to the media too, just like him.
Well, that's what we were saying earlier. Recognize about how ESPN they characterized Haney's performance against Norman as a masterclass. I don't think what I mean, recognize if I fight you and I punch you like in a boxing match, right? And I punch you once, and you get superior firepower, right? So I punch you, I jab you, and then I move away. Then I jab you, and then I grab you, and then I jab you, and I grab you. I'm not giving you a chance to punch back, am I?
Right. You're not.
Is that beautiful? A beautiful performance?
It's a whooping. I think it's called a whooping.
No, that's not a beautiful performance. It's not.
They both
But
fight the
telling you,
same.
That's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I'm trying to tell Dirk. He could hold on to a guy like Shakur And Shakur is the type of guy that can't bail. He can't one.
Shakur's not used to fighting guys like that. The guy that just touches you and runs.
He can't.
Haney's just a mirror image of Shakur.
Hold on. Let me say this point. He can't hit Devin Haney with a shot that makes him say, "Oh shit, I'm hurt. I can't do that." You know what I'm saying? I can't do that to him. If he does catch him with a shot like that, it's going to be later on in the fight. But why risk it? I might be too tired by then. You know what I'm saying? Get a guy in there like Keyshawn to see where he's at. I'm not saying Shakur would never fight him, but he's probably using Keyshawn as a project. Like, you do it first. Let's see if you're successful against that man.
Dude, I wholeheartedly believe you. I agree with you. You're making a lot of sense right now.
Keyshawn's his measuring stick.
Exactly what it could be. Well, no, it happened before. Floyd used Broner for that.
He's making a lot
They
of
were
sense.
trying to hype up Broner. Broner was supposed to be the one to beat Floyd.
Oh yeah, the next Floyd. I remember that. They
I
had a number 1 pound for pound at some point. Remember on the Ring magazine there.
All three of those guys are bad, bro.
Setting him up.
Something like that. Yeah, they were setting him up, bro.
Nah, Broner's better than those Keyshawn, Shakur. Come on, Broner's way better
Oh,
than
really?
fucking Shakur. Yeah, that's a nothing fight.
I
That would have been
don't
nothing.
know.
But you can't put doing Broner.
Keyshawn was
not losing to Marco
He would have been
Montana.
pressing in with his high, with that guard he has, and he would have fucked
Broner
him
was
up,
really
dude.
good.
He would have fucked that guy up.
And you know,
Broner was a lot better than he got credit for. He was. Paulie Malignaggi was better than Shakur. Paulie Malignaggi was better. He had a far better jab.
Whatever. I think Polly would disagree with that one, but recognize
He's fighting these strong
recognize
fighters
it
that beat
making
him.
sense.
You know,
Like, recognize making sense, but the thing is, Keyshawn's gonna kill Haney, man. I don't see Haney surviving.
I'm not saying he's not.
yeah, they said Brian Norman would beat him up too. I mean, that didn't work out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Haney experience beats him. I wouldn't be that
Brian Norman would
surprised.
probably knock out Keyshawn.
Yeah,
No,
man, you're
man,
not reading the
Keyshawn
play.
is-
Recognize is drawing up the play, and it's a good play.
Yeah,
That,
I mean,
that makes
why
it even
else call him out
fights
on
on
the
the line.
He's
He's
drawing
on the
Shakur's play.
undercard. Frank, he's on the undercard of Shakur Teofimo, and after the fight, he calls out Devin Haney. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's the play. That's the play.
Yeah.
That's for sure the play, man. That's for sure the play. But it's gonna work out. Sadly, I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's gonna work out. I think he's gonna knock the shit out of Haney, man. The style, the feet movement, the speed that he has with his legs, and the power he delivers.
As of
Haney's
right
not
now,
gonna be-
in the ring, I'm a fan of Keyshawn, and I hope you're right. In the ring, I'm not talking about his antics outside the ring.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same. I'm the same. I'm the same exact.
I hope he does knock out. I hope he does knock him out, Devin Haney. I hope he does.
It's gonna be. I think they know each other, bro. They know each other well, and the Shakur may be giving problems to Keyshawn because they spar each other, but he knows Haney is like at this point. Some guys say otherwise. They say Haney's more technical, but from what I saw with Ortiz, man, the way he was like always a step or two ahead of Ortiz. I'm talking about foot wise. I'm not talking about the jab because Ortiz kind of sucks with the jab. He's worse than him. His footwork is just so much like. I imagine Haney in there with him, and Haney's probably gonna have a hard time clinching him. He's gonna have a hard time catching him with the jab. He's gonna just time him. He's gonna step to the side, all kind of stuff, bro. Like it's gonna nightmare matchup for Haney. It's a nightmare matchup. That's why they want him there. But Shakur might have a harder time with Haney. I think Shakur will still beat Haney, but it'll be a harder fight. It won't be as easy.
Mm-hmm.
Very
They need to test
doubtful.
him out, like you said.
Hey, by the way,
Doubtful 'cause
I don't know if I mentioned this or you guys mentioned it, but the Haney ended up brawling, or the Haney's ended up brawling at Madison Square Garden, so that's why they weren't there the night of Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. And apparently the rumor was that they brought Haney in there so that they could match him up with the win. So maybe that's why they put it, since they lost Haney that night, they couldn't bring him in. Maybe that's why they said, bring Conor Benn and let's have a joint match afterwards. So, kind of tease the next fight for Shakur Stevenson. But I think maybe it's possible they're going to go with Devin Haney. Because, Conor Benn, everyone was saying, "Oh, Cepeda is one-dimensional. Cepeda is one-dimensional. He's just going to come forward." Well, you know the same thing is going to happen with Conor Benn, and Conor Benn is actually a little bit more unhinged than Cepeda.
Conor Benn is even worse than T.O.
Yeah, even
cutting off the ring. But go ahead.
Yeah, I do think he hits harder than Cepeda, punch for punch, and he's faster at cutting the distance, but he just jumps in. And I don't think that's going to work.
I'm going to give you a theory that I think happened with the whole Devin Haney situation, that brawl that they had, and then got him kicked out of the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
I think Devin Haney was there to call out Shakur. Okay? That's what I think, personally. To call him out after the fight happens with Teofimo. Or maybe even Teo, if Teo won, right? He's like, hey, man, I'll fight either one of you guys. Why don't you come up? I'm the welterweight champion, yada, yada, yada. Shakur knows that, right? So now he knows that there's a good chance that if he wins, that Devin Haney's going to call him out. So he had Keyshawn Davis prepared. They talked about it. They said, listen, man, this dude's going to show up at the Garden. He's going to talk shit, yada, yada. You know, I think you would be a better fighter. However the ways they spoke to themselves, right? They seem like they're cool with each other. And Keyshawn said, yeah, I'll call that dude out. I have no problem with that.
Well, okay, that makes sense. But Bill Haney was already talking with Keyshawn Davis the day before, right up before the brawl. He was trying to play his mind tricks on Keyshawn Davis, and he doesn't realize that Keyshawn Davis, he used to be in the home. So I don't know what they did to him. I don't know if they gave meds or the electroshock therapy, but everything that Bill Haney was throwing at him just seemed to be bouncing off that crazy head of his. So, but maybe you're right. Maybe it was still plan B, or maybe Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis talk with each other and they go, you know what, you fight him and I'll fight this dude, and like they coordinate that way. I don't know.
I'll fight Conor Benn and you fight, yeah.
You're telling me they electroshocked him? I mean, that's why his fingers are always picked on three on both hands. He got threes on both hands. He just electroshocked out in position. Probably frozen that position.
They gave him that MK Ultra, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that explains all the weird facial gestures.
Yes, sir.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Did we cover everything? Because I
think we should.
I don't want to spoil it yet, but yeah.
Spoil. Well, it's almost 3 hours now, so we better
tomorrow. No, I was going to say tomorrow another show, but it's going to be a special edition.
All right. Do you want to say what it is?
Edition.
Say what it is or what?
You guys got a surprise.
Okay, I just want to confirm that we're going to get those two guys I want to talk to.
All right.
Mr. Versace.
You're going to contact me.
I'm here at BDA.
It's another edition of the YTBC Master Series.
What do you want to ask me? You got to see me. You want to ask me how I made Deontay's outfit?
All right, you guys need to go to sleep. But all right, guys, thank you for being on the show.
No.
We'll see you next time.
Thank
you. All right, guys, on YouTube, thank you for watching the show, hitting the like button, and everybody who donated. We're almost there at our the objective here, the Roadcaster Pro. And a special show tomorrow being hosted by BDA, so stay tuned for that. Having said that, have a good night. See ya.